Yeah, those damn weird cats. Come on in, Hazard. How's that Twitch Prime? Amazon Prime, whatever the fuck it's called nowadays. I don't even know anymore. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Minnow. Wait, are you telling me Twitch actually put out notifications today? It's like half the time you come in here and there's no notif. Then the other half, there is a notification. Makes no sense. No sense! Twitch is always broke. Twitch is always broke. What do you mean? A happy Monday! How are you guys all doing today? Still can't believe we're at the end of the fucking year. It's been interesting. Hey, welcome in, GB. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a couple more uses out of the holiday stuff before I go put her away again for who knows how long. You're meh, but Space Marine. Yeah, Space Marine makes everything better. Even when it doesn't, it does. Because, yes. Hey, welcome in, GB. Hope you are doing well today. Honestly, I haven't been that bad. It's just mostly been work being like, yeah, we need to adjust your schedule again. And it's like, can I please just get one more week of just having a regular schedule? Hey, welcome in, Relics. Hope you are doing well today. But I think it works out though, because if I'm working, I'm working days till Saturday, I can be around more, so I think it works out. Although, I'm not strictly sure if I'm gonna be doing a whole live during like most of New Year's Eve, because I do have to work that next morning. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with New Year's Eve. Doing well. It's been going good. I got some breakfast. I replaced my phone charger of 3 years. So I now have a charger that is long enough to run from my outlet to my computer or sit over my desk so I can have my phone charging while I stream. You try and finish off a pot of apple cider. Oh, if you were in proximity, I would take the apple cider off of your hands. I fucking love apple cider. I love it. Apple cider is amazing. Car trying to go out. Ooh, that's rough. We had some pretty nasty rain last night. And then it's deciding to snow today. So that's nice. Let's see. So, what else did I do today? Breakfast, a new phone charger, groceries, a light grocery order. And I got the things to make a root beer float. But I am also a little disappointed because I was not able to get like for some reason where I went, they did not have any A&W or mug, so I kind of had to settle with Barks. So I'm not sure how well this is gonna go, but it'll be fine, I hope. Meal, a gallon of apple juice, 1 cup of honey, 2 boxes of hot tamales, and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. What? Wait, hot tamales? Do you mean like the candy? What are your grandma's old recipes? You lost me at the hot tamales, but it'll have a slightly stronger acidic taste. So not bad. Okay. Okay. That's workable. I can work with that. Yeah, so a little later on, I might go make a root beer float. So, and hopefully that'll work out. I would have started stream off with the root beer float, but the coffee here took priority. So. Also, I'm a little disappointed in y'all. Y'all could have told me that my video's audio has been like fucked the past week. And y'all said nothing. How dare you? Just kidding, I love you guys. But also... I mean, there are worse things than disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself too, because I probably should have noticed. but cause I couldn't really tell though because I hear the video directly, so I didn't realize y'all were getting low fucking audio. The cinnamon candy adds a bit more kick than the standard cinnamon will. Huh. That's interesting. Hey, welcome in, Crippled. Hope you are doing well today. I mean, I guess. I can't imagine putting hot tamales in apple cider. I can't wrap my head around that. I mean, I can see how it could work, but I don't know. It also dyes the cider a very rich red color. Oh. I mean, I'm pretty sure hot tamales has red 40 in it, so... we are doing good today. We're doing good. Did some setup adjustments for my actual desk. Breakfast. Groceries. Got stuff to make root beer float because I've never had one before. Yeah. Oh, and I replaced my charging brick. So we're doing good. We're doing good. How are you doing today? You can use other cinnamon candies, but those are the ones you had access to. I mean, I might be a little biased here, but I do not care for cinnamon candy that I can think of. Even like what is that gum brand called? I don't what was it called? Was it Big Red? I remember that there was a stick of gum when I was a kid that was like cinnamon, and I absolutely hated it. I want to say something like Big Red. I think I was also never a really big fan of gum, so there's also that. And there's cinnamon candy is outside of hot tamales. I mean, like, I know they make like there's like the spicy like gumdrops, but I don't know if that's cinnamon though. Grew up on them. Like, I'd still try it though. I'd still like I would still try the apple cider even knowing that there was like hot tamales in it. Because like the thing is, I've said this before. Assuming it will not kill me, I will try anything at least once. Even if like I'm feeling a little questionable about it. Like I know I personally wouldn't put hot tamales in an apple cider, but that's not, you know, I wouldn't try it. If someone offered me some that was made with hot tamales. I mean, to be honest, I do not have the time to make a homemade apple cider to begin with, so any homemade apple cider is a win. So y'all get into any fun mischief this weekend? Or I guess this past weekend. But y'all know what I meant. Hey Vinny, welcome on in. Hope you are doing well today. We're doing good, we're doing good. Try and root beer float later, it's gonna be great. Trying to get those last few streams of the year in. You're doing good. Awesome, awesome. I love to hear, love to hear. Super excited to do going into next year. If you need help with anything, you know you're more than welcome to message me. It does not taste like hot tamales. It primarily gives a slightly hot cinnamon aftertaste. The honey makes the flavor cling to the mouth, so it kind of lingers for a bit. Huh. You know what? You know what? I can fucks with that. You'll be streaming yourself later. Hell yeah. I'll try Pokemon in. I saw it, but it's not telling me what the thing was. Barracks, are we doing this again? Barracks? You're not even supposed to be hooked up to that right now. I am going to break Barracks. Don't help me. You're not even supposed to be connected to YouTube. In which case someone knows was legit, I do apologize, because Bark has been having a habit of acting up during shit. So what y'all looking forward to next year? Any anime coming out? Any games you're looking forward to? And I'm pretty sure like half of you are probably going to say something like GTA 6 or something like that. Which, respect. But also, why? Grew up with 6 siblings. Aside from your mom, you was the only cook. So, I am the youngest sibling out of 3 living. I technically have 4 siblings, but one of them I did not live long enough for me to meet them, so rest in pieces. Hoping to hit affiliate next year. I believe. I think you can do it, Minna. I believe it. I don't really have any plans for next year. Well, I mean, I do, but I'm not really going to go too far into them today because I plan on going more in depth on those later this week when I bang out the numbers and how I want to do things moving forward. Your New Year's resolution is to make more time for writing and wood carving. Let's go! I love writing. I fucking love writing. Oh my god. Yes. Hey, welcome in, Jess. Hope you are doing well today. I mean, like, I do a lot of writing. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I kind of nerfed myself a little bit though when I did not when I didn't do any like fancy like lore or anything. I was just like, I'm gonna make a character, and then I'm gonna do this. It's just like I love writing, and I feel like part of me feels like I kind of shot myself a little bit in the foot when I just like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother with the whole like VTuber lore and stuff. Even though I could have really used it to further my writing abilities. GTA 6 is your favorite upcoming anime. Let's go! Hey, we're doing good today. How are you doing today, Base Boosted Duck? I mean, I'm not really sure what I'm looking forward to next year. Because I kind of really want to get through like more of my backlog. Like, I want to finish Dark Souls. I want to finish Resident Evil 4 next year. Then there is I want to play Cyberpunk because my dumbass refunded it when it first came out, and I've heard it's in good condition state now, so I do want to play it. And I guess when you finish out Borderlands with the STV too. Small streamers, nice, nice. So I hope you enjoy your stay. You kind of yap a lot here. On the next part of the Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War, and the next season of Jobless Reincarnation. Oh, they're getting another season? I didn't know the Jobless Reincarnation was getting another season. Definitely Cyberpunk, and then play some Destiny too. Look, man. Look, listen. You're asking me a lot to put Destiny 2 back on my machine. I tend to yap a lot, I'm gonna yap for 3 hours and not react to anything. Look, I like talking, okay? I like talking. I am a social butterfly. So, look. I'll give it a maybe. I give it a maybe at best. But you will not catch me streaming it, though. Apparently a lot of really wholesome anime are getting another ep in spring of next year. I've been really caught up in some work shenanigans, so I haven't really had a lot of time to look to see what animes are getting new seasons. Like, I'm still pissed that Magi has never gotten a 3rd season. Fucking loved Magi, and I'm still mad about it. But then again, we also had cases with, like, fucking, what was it, Blue Exorcist, which went years without a new season, and they're like, yeah, hey, here's a new season of this. I mean, I want to see anime solo farming in the tower. Huh. I do like me a good visual novel. One Piece is becoming a seasonal anime. Isn't One Piece supposed to be ending soon? Because to my understanding, they were wrapping it up. Yapping is fine. You know, I'm not gonna lie though, I do feel bad when I'm like, get all caught up in yapping and I completely forget what I was gonna be doing during the stream. They're ending season 1 and turning it into a seasonal anime. Next season will be 13 eps. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I admit, I watched a lot of One Piece. Even though I must admit, if I was to rewatch One Piece, I don't think I'd be able to make it through the first few episodes in comparison to when I was younger. Like slowing down the books. Yeah, definitely possible. As I honestly hate when, especially when like especially like it's like a newer season anime or manga, where they'll jump right in, and then next thing you know, the anime catches up to the books, and then everything just goes to shit. Because while I don't mind the occasional filler, we have so many but there's filler that's done well, and there's filler that's fucking dog shit. which I might be alone when I say this. Most filler I've seen for most anime is garbage. It's very like out of place, or it doesn't like flow in as well. I tried to watch Black Clover. I tried. I I could not get through the first 3 episodes. Hey, welcome in, Wraith King. Hope you're doing well today. I still really liked the, I think we're gonna go with, like, favorite filler arcs. I think one of my favorite would probably be the bounce from Bleach. Yeah, we're talking about anime right now. Once it gets to, like, episode 7, it starts to pick up. But the first season's slow, but after S1, it just goes to shit. Oh boy. That is not promising. I was gonna watch I was gonna finish watching the last season of 7 Deadly Sins, but I decided against it. Like, I know I'm currently going through, Freerun, and I'm currently going through the Apothecary Diaries, which I've been really, really enjoying. I like Jobless Reincarnation. Farming Life in Another World. I'm gonna go pop that on my notepad here. Jobless in Another World. Favorite filler, the random episode of DBZ when launch shows us some stuff like early Fairy Tail. See, I like filler. I'm okay with the occasional filler episode. I am okay with. Because they don't generally upend anything. But when we get into, like, long arcs and whatnot, it's like, they start scaring me. Because I don't know then what they're going for. Because then they might do something in the filler that's gonna end up being completely messed up later on with the actual canon. So, I mean, Dragon Ball Z Abridged has no filler. Look, man, Dragon Ball Z Abridged is fucking great. Just like I really like the Sword Art Online Abridged. The end of the OG Naruto. Don't remind me. I don't want to remember that entire thing of filler from then. I used to collect the rock sets too. Based around on the anime is that a guy died in a hospital and gets reincarnated into a new world with a strong body that is resistant to illness. He is dropped into a forest and he builds up a village and starts to meet more and more people, super cute pets, but is completely oblivious to the fact that he's in the most deadly forest in the world. I mean, honestly, that sounds pretty sick. Where can I find a portal to this place? I just want to go visit. I want to pet the things. Let me pet the pets and feed them, even if they are extremely deadly and dangerous. Sour Bridge was great. Yes, it is. So the anime you got 3 episodes into and then stopped. Unfortunately, like most isekai, you'll have to have a truck come visit you. Well, I mean, actually, I'm not gonna say that out loud. Keeping that thought to myself. Although, following our little discussion, and me as someone who's been hit by truck-kun before, I mean, I work in a lot of places with the truck-kun, so I work in a place with a lot of truck-kuns. Yeah. Although I'm not... Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Truck-kun is the most OP anime character in existence. I mean, he can also give you a nice visit of defying gravity, too. You might get to go flying a bit. If only it were that easy. Although, I gotta be honest though, I'm not really the biggest fan of the isekai genre of animes. Because I find it kind of like, not to say that they're not good, but I do like Skeleton Knight and Another World. I'm not familiar with that one. But I get a little, how do I put it? I just find how, like, super OP, like, some of them are, like, our MCs. And it's not exactly my thing. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of power fantasies. I was struggling to remember the term. It's not a traditional isekai? Well, if it's not a traditional isekai, I mean, definitely possible. Like, more up my alley. See, stuff like that, where the character has to, like, train, and whatnot, that doesn't bother me as much. But when we're getting into, like, Yukesai Machinas, and just straight up power fantasy, it's not my thing. It's not my thing at all. Hey, thank you for the follow, Jess. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. So it's just, I don't know, man. I think I've just seen too many power fantasies that I've just been kind of put off from the entire isekai genre. Which is more of a me issue than anything else. You don't care what anyone says. Sword Art Online is still one of my favorites. Agree to disagree. I thought Sword Art Online is trash. You do like some power fantasies, but some are admittedly trash. Oh, I'm aware of any. I am aware. Yeah, the Switch kick was acting up. Boo! Boo! I had a joke for Kick, but it kind of died when I was trying to think of it. So I am jokeless for now. My gift level 9999. I'm a big gotcha backstabbed in a Blackwater dungeon. I'm out for revenge. This young kid has a super weak skill where he can summon random things. He's taken to a group and they go to raid a dungeon. Try to kill him. He tries to teleport to the deepest level and facing to go and find his gotcha skills based on what level he's on. And the deeper, then the better his skill. Oh my god, that is great. That is great. Favorite isekai is about a man who was summoned to a world of fairies, Irish people, and bug mechs. Okay, okay. You cannot say that and not give me the title. I mean, you had me in the first third, 2/3, but the third got me sold. I love me some mechs. Aura Battler Dunbine. Okay, we're gonna put that on the notepad too. Alright. Alright, got that on the list now. I still think probably one of my favorite animes just I like to just watch once in a while. I'm pretty sure will forever be Bo Fury. Well, because it's a comedy. Not much fan of those. I can't be the main character. Yeah. I could find like less like power fantasies and everything. I could probably would have a better opinion on mostly on isekai. Here's how much anime I used to watch as a kid. Let's see. When I was a kid, what anime did I watch when I was a kid? Sailor Moon, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, which unironically I watched a lot of these with my father. Yu Yu Hakusho, Yu-Gi-Oh, multiple variations of Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, God, what else? Inuyasha. Am I forgetting any? No, I don't think that was an anime. I don't think. Solo leveling. Solo leveling. You are an interesting one. Although I'm pretty sure I skipped the anime for solo leveling because I was more inclined to read the webtoon, and was reading the webtoon before it came out. Jinro Wolf Brigade? Never heard of that one. Did not summon a demon lord. That's oh god, that's classic. That's classic. parody for solo leveling and the reaction suggestions? Yes, please. Please. Gib. I mean, I think most of your bridges hit pretty well. Well, there's also a pretty good chunk of them that I think that kind of missed their mark. Well, not. I'm pretty sure my first foray into into a bridge series was the one for Helsing. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think for the most part they do hit pretty well though. Although I need to watch more of the abridged ones, but I generally try to, if I'm gonna watch the abridged, I try to stick with no. I'll wait. I'll refill my coffee. I'll just refill my coffee while I wait for the advert. That's sent through the wrong channel. That could be the Jujutsu Kaisen parody, but it's a little more crass. I mean, crass isn't the worst. Crass isn't necessarily the worst thing. Welcome back. They should only do like every half hour. See, I love when Twitch gives me ads and then they just show me the screen that tell me that there's supposed to be an ad there, but there is no actual ad. I don't mind those ones because they're quiet. They don't make noise, so it's just like, oh, okay. Let's see. Where is it? Well, I mean, if you're an affiliate or a partner, you can't disable your ads at all. You can make yourself less marketable, but you can't disable your actual ads without dropping your affiliate or partner. And even then, we can only stall them every is it? I can't remember. It's not like a max of 3, but I can't remember how often they can be stalled in a time frame. Although that's fair. I never really got into the whole, like, VR chat thing. I saw him 3 times. Like, I knew it was something like that. I just couldn't, I couldn't remember if it's, like, 3 times per stream, or if it's just, like, every, like, hour. I couldn't remember what the delay is. So, first and foremost, contrary to what you may be seeing right now, I am not a very sociable person. And and secondly, I don't really do good with randoms. So, like, even, like, in person, my own, like, supervisor did not even get me to really talk with them for, like, an entire year before I started actually opening up. I'm kind of like a clam. I don't open easy. And even then, like, well, even like just going like private worlds with friends, it's like I still, if there's like one or two people I don't know, I kind of close up. Don't get it twisted, Vinny. So unless you have those moments where you just click, which happens sometimes, but well, why do I play games more often? Because I work too damn much. Look, listen. If my work schedule did not require me to be slaving away in my afternoons and my evenings, I would be playing games with people a lot more often. I've used those a couple times, I'm not gonna lie. I know a couple of those worlds. It's kind of a shame though, because I have an entire I have a fucking index just laying around that I don't really use. You can convince me to play Space Marine, just not on stream, because I don't know how my computer is going to handle it, and I don't want to repeat a Final Fantasy 16. I'm not selling it. Because I still periodically play Beat Saber. It just doesn't get as much use as it should. Yeah, but yes, even though I can be convinced to play Space Marine, just not on stream. Unless you want Pixelgeddon again. Although, look, I am willing to play it on stream once either A, I get my new build, which probably oh, hey Spider Bro. Thank you so much for the raid, Spider Bro. How was your stream? What were you playing? How was it all? For any of you guys who do not know me, I am Scarlet Ami. Please call me Ami. I do a variety of React content. I kind of tend to chat a lot and play a variety of games, so welcome on in. Hope you're all doing well. Look, listen. My PC's like 8 years old. It's a toaster. That's all I'm gonna say about my PC. So I don't really do horror though. Like, I've said this before. Oh, thanks so much for the follow, Symes? But like, I mean, I got a 2070 Super in my machine. But what is it? So I don't really play horror. Like, these guys could tell you how Alien Isolation went. When I tried to play it a couple years, like, I can't remember, I think it was a couple years ago now. PC's so old, even the mechanicus would say I need an upgrade. Yeah, and like I was going, and I've been like working on getting a new build, but because some insert angry words here that I can't put into expression, decided to raise the price of fucking RAM through the roof, I probably won't be able to get the rest of my PC parts until fucking March. Look, listen, man. I am running like the cap of my fucking RAM right now. And the really shitty thing is, I got 2 extra RAM sticks here on my desk that I bought to expand my RAM from 16 to 32. But I got the sticks, and they were gonna make sure they were that they were DDR4s. It's like, yeah, let me just go put these in my computer. Which, I'm sorry for y'all who've already heard the story, I apologize. So I turned off my computer, unhooked, took my glass panel off, popped the sticks in. No, the speeds are fine. The sticks were defective. Yep. Although, it's alright. My silver lining, though, is that, Micro Center, at least the one near me, is doing some, like, CPU RAM bundles. Which, admittedly, the CPU wouldn't be as great as the one I was eyeballing. But if I can get a CPU and 32 gigs of RAM for like $500, $600, instead of paying like $900 for the 64 gigs of RAM I wanted, I'm not gonna fucking complain. Hey, welcome to Queen. Hope you are doing well. Like, right now, I'm just happy this fucking thing's still running, to be entirely honest with you. This thing's a champ. Although, I'm pretty sure these are numbered. So, slowly. I mean, at least I got the GPU. We need a cat needs a beef PC fund. Queen, don't make me open a Tiltify. Don't make me do that. And then I'm gonna have to beat all of you with a stick. With kindness. Like, legit, I would cry. I would fucking cry. I got this PC around fucking COVID. Beat you with a stick. Bonk! Yes, always with love. Always with love. Because, I mean, because the thing is, even, like, I could probably skimp out on some of the storage. So, that's not as bad. Because, stuff like storage, I can just get the 1 or 2 fucking SSDs, put those bastards in, and then not worry about getting any other additional storage. Not gonna lie, that looks like a similar layout to what I was recommended by one of my buddies. No, I think the RAM was a little slower though. Was admittedly like, I want to say that like 300 of the PC I'm looking at is like storage for all my freaking videos from fucking YouTube. So I can actually store them on my main computer, on my freaking hard drive. That's. But were you able to at least get replaced with like insurance and stuff? I mean, I do a lot of editing. But I tend to run stuff like Vegas and a bunch of other shit in the background. Ugh. That is disgusting. That is repulsive. I am so sorry. Like, my computer's basically like the new build I'm hoping to get built is going to more or less just be something I could run on for another like 4 or 5 whatever years before upgrading again. So even if like, yeah, it's overkill, yeah, for what I do a lot of times, yes. But you know, when I went to my buddy, I was like, hey, look, I want to get a computer that I can get away running like 6-7 years without touching anything, and he's just like, bet. And here's a part list. And then the fucking RAM bullshit happened. So I'm just like, if I have to take the loss on the CPU, I want a little bit, and go a little lower so I can get like 32 gigs of RAM for a more reasonable price, I'm gonna do that. Like, I don't have the list handy right now. It's in one of my other notebooks. So it's lost for the moment until I need the list again. At least I don't need a new case. Although probably a new case anyway, because that thing's fucking old as shit. It's in another notebook, Mario. Well, if you want to be technical, it's stored in one of the hundreds of Discord servers I'm in right now. And I don't feel like clicking through every single one of these the 3-4 servers is actually probably stored in to go find it. I mean, like, I got my FC Discord. I got my guild Discord for 14. I got my community Discord. I got my personal Discord server, which has a bunch of hidden channels in, which is probably hidden somewhere in there, but I don't feel like scrolling for it. I should probably post it somewhere else though, that's an easier reach. Nerd! Yes. Yes, I am nerd. But Yeah, but that makes sense. Like, I'm pretty sure the only things I could probably move between builds is my SSD and my hard drive. It's, I mean, like, yeah, I could probably move over my 2070, but I already got my new GPU already, so. Which, with how old my power supply and everything is, I was just advised to put my new GPU in my current build. So, I got a, fine. It's a, this one, Wandering Minds, I went with AMD. Do you mind hiding my character real fast? I'd say yes, but this is a pay-to-use background, so I'm gonna have to say no. Yeah, sorry, bud. In other words, I paid the person to be able to use the background. I didn't just pull it off the internet. Because I couldn't afford a custom at the time. Because holy shit, custom shit's expensive. I don't really think they'd go that far, but it's the principle. Yeah, yeah, you're right. There are some that do go that far. Like, I know there was a... I can't remember who it was. Remember I was scrolling through fucking Twitter the other day, and someone got served with a cease and desist for something involving art. I can't remember what it was though. Oh, yeah, 100%. You gotta protect your shit. Gotta protect your, like, even like fucking VTubers. If you really want to secure your shit, you gotta license your fucking IP and everything to yourself to fucking protect it. I register and all that bullcrap. Also, mad props to be able to use Blender, because I looked at Blender once, and I was like, this hurts my brain. Like, the most I've used for Blender is, like, I've opened a couple, like, VR chat models in Blender, and that was it. Wash our stock stuff isn't actually theirs. They were sued by a photographer because they DMCA'd her for using the photo she took. Oh, but that went over great. I mean, just because stock vacation photo, I mean, I thought about it, but I didn't like any of them, so I didn't. But I mean, power to her for power to the photographer though for that dealing with that though. Well, Shutterstock probably should have picked their battle better. I mean, that would have been the smart thing to do. But common sense ain't so common anymore. Blender is a lot simpler than people make it out to see. It's a case of what kind of modeling you want to do. Box modeling, where you edit a box, simple shape of a room, or so on. I like the idea of sculpting more, to be honest. I think the two programs that make my head hurt was Blender and Unity. Fucking Unity, man. Ugh. Did I hear Sony sue Nintendo over one of the games being a blatant ripoff of Horizon Zero Dawn? No, I did not. We have Nintendo taking another L? Nintendo taking an L. Let's go. No one hates Nintendo fans more than Nintendo themselves. But also, I am salty with Nintendo. I'm salt. I mean, I was already salty with Nintendo before Pal World, but yeah. Not the bunk. What the? More of a map creator. So I am like terrible at fucking drawing. Like I'm downright terrible. Although although like what is it? I do want to get better at drawing though, because I'd love to be able to do like my own like character art, but I mean, like I'm bad at both, and I had the bright idea to like buy a drawing tablet at one point, but then I realized I made the mistake because it didn't have a screen. So I was struggling with just looking between where my actual stylus and stuff was versus my monitor on the software. So I felt really dumb. Mainly Osu. I could never play Osu. I'd lose my hand trying to do that. But the one screens are so expensive. They really are. They really are. Which I can't even... I mean... I think the closest to rhythm games I've really never got to and was DJ Max. I want to say. DJ Max, Beat Saber, those are probably the only ones. I haven't played DJ Max Respect in so long. Holy shit. Jesus. I just lost my train of thought. Ads are out in force today. I mean, they're set to be every half hour. Because otherwise they'll be stuck in, like, pre-rolls. I hate pre-rolls. Do I have the means right now? They're set for every half hour. Did I watch your ads today? Because the thing I'm seeing is saying that they're on schedule being like every half hour. That's, I mean, yeah, sure, you could do it every 3 minutes, but or every like hour, or you do them like hourly, but then you get stuck with a 3-minute block of ads, which I think is even worse. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, outside of Beat Saber and DJ Max, I haven't really done rhythm games. But I do not right now.
Emotional damage.
No.
You shall not pass.
Yeah, they do. Ads do be like that. Yeah, but the unfortunate thing is if I, like... I mean... The thing I hate is I have to have 3 minutes of ads. Because otherwise it turns on pre-rolls. And no one fucking likes pre-rolls either. But then if I'm hourly, it's 3 minutes all at once. There's no real, like, winning there. Even if I wanted to. I mean, you can't even disable them as affiliate. The moment they're on, they're on. You can snooze them every so often, but... It doesn't have the option on my dashboard. is either scheduled or it's pre-rolls. Well, I try to if I'm doing something like really important. I will try to, especially if I can get the heads up, because I only have one monitor. If I get the heads up about it, I will gladly stall, or I'll wait for everything to catch up. Stream Deck. What I'd give for one of those. Those things look so fucking useful. I mean, I know, like, the thing is, I know they have, like, the mobile version. You can, like, put on, like, a tablet or a phone. But adding that to my short list of duties, warn Dork about upcoming ads. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that a lot. Yeah, but I mean, 6 buttons I could work with, honestly. Because that's 6 buttons I don't have. Yeah, I think about it. I'm not sure if I'd have room on my... No, I'd have room for it. I put it right there. See, my only thing, I feel like if I got a Stream Deck, it'd be really neat and really nice to have. But I also feel like I'd get too hung up on how I'm so used to doing everything manually that I would just forget it's there and never use it. Well, I think it was, I think Elgato also opened up their audio software, I believe, not too long ago. They opened one of them to be able to be used for, stuff other than their own hardware. I haven't looked into it yet. I really should. Because I don't have a proper audio mixer. Outside of, like, the Windows bullshit. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure for sure that would also happen with my luck, because I'm clumsy. I'll be honest. I'm clumsy as hell. Is that I'd set it up, and then I would go to switch screens. I'd switch screens, and then because I'm not directly looking at my software, I would forget to go back to the screen I was on when I got back. And then you'd miss I don't know how much. Like, I'm like, I should get... So it's like, yeah, I should probably get this. I was like, I should probably get this. But then I'm also like, it's fine. It's fine. I'll eventually upgrade my setup into with other things. Like timer on buttons. Honestly, I didn't know you could do that. Yeah, I don't know that much about Stream Decks. Like, I know that they're like super, like, I knew they were like super freaking versatile, and you can do like a lot of stuff with them. But overall, I'm not too familiar with the big whole deep use of them. I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't want to go that far. Like, I know for a while I had it set that mix it up would open a bunch of my software all at once that I would need for stream. Especially not as forgetting to open stuff at the time. Alright. Okay. Running a computer that's running off a server. People couldn't steal. It was bolted to the floor. I mean, whatever works. Hey, I mean, that's what matters. Sometimes that's his job. Like, that's me with my my poor PC right now. It's like, it's not the best right now, but it does the job. Replacing PC. Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah, I was gonna watch videos today. Over here, yeah, for like an hour. Alright. Let me see, what do I got opened here? Yeah. Close this for now. Yeah, I believe that. I will admit though, there is one game that I'm very upset with still. There was a I can't remember who it is right now, but I got a key through Keymailer. I think it was like a couple years ago for an RPG Maker game. And they were like, and it's like, okay, I'll play the game or whatever. I like little basic RPGs. So I play the game, and they had a whole thing like you can stream the game, whatever the heck, but don't do XYZ part on stream. Which I was like, okay, fine. That's agreeable. And I got to that point, and this is the only freaking developer who's done this to me with any key I've gotten from Keymailer, where I did the thing, I made the content, I posted the shit they wanted, I did not post the part they asked me to skip or not show, and they revoked the entire fucking key. Like, I would have bought a copy of that game for my buddy when it came out, even though like I know it wasn't gonna be that expensive, but it's like, you would just shot my good faith in you right now. Like, it's like, I did the thing, I did what you asked for, I gave you the content, and you're just gonna revoke my key. Yeah. Like, they were honestly like the shittiest dev I think I've worked with. Which I'm not gonna name drop them because I like to think I'm better than that. But it's like every other like dev I've like spoken with, like the guys who made like Spell Masons or Halls of Watershot. Both really neat little games. They think they're great to work with. But that guy? Fuck that guy. Like, how fucking dare you? I wanted to beat the game too. And it's just like, nah, I'm gonna revoke your key. Bastard. Yeah, I got the game for free. I wasn't like paid or anything for it. Yeah, and I think that's really respectable that you do that. And it's super respectable. Like, I think it was, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was Spell Masons that, when I did their game, that they were, because they found me on, they ironically found me on Twitter, and hit me up with the stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do this. Hit me up with the Steam key, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna give you some extra keys for this to give away, and I'm like, oh? And that was kind of where I started realizing that, and it was right after like that really, really bad experience I had. So it was kind of like really refreshing to get that experience right after. No, it was not. No. It was not those guys. They didn't care if I made content or not. They just wanted people to like try the game, play the game, and give them feedback. Yeah, it wasn't them. Honestly, I would have been really sad if the guys who made that Alright, Bad Base, hope you have a wonderful day. I do have a Discord server. Is my bot not working today? Okay, my bot's being borked. One moment. Let's do it this way. Alright, cool. Because usually I have a bot that's usually circulating things, and apparently it's not doing that on this side, so... Wait, is it really like that? What the fuck? It's supposed to let you type. You should be able to soul set rolls. I'ma break something. You know, you are the first person to tell me this. It's fine. It's fine.
You fucked up.
No, you had some rather bad shit happen a while back, and we kind of tightened up a whole bunch of settings, which included that. So...
You shall not pass!
is it? That did that. I can't find it now. Hit me with the dial up. Honestly, I deserve to be hit with the dial up. I absolutely 100% deserve this. I'll have to rip it apart later because I can't find it. Alright, Biz. Welcome in, Penguin. Hope you're doing well today. Fucking stupid Discord. Hey, welcome in, Ruby. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are doing well today. God, I love that little penguin you know, that's adorable. How you doing today, Ruby? How you doing today, Penguin? I'll just have to ask Queen when he gets back. If he remembers. Doing super good. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. You're exhausted. Aw. Well, I hope you hope your exhaustion levels off and you can get some good rest soon. Okay, do I? Alright. How you replace the cooling system in your PC? Oof. Oof. That's rough. I don't want to go back on PC discussions. It was already painful. I don't want to think again about how long it's going to be until I can replace my RAM. Alright. So here, I've been yapping a lot today, so Should probably get into the react videos for today. Which, oh, did that one for solo things get posted? You did post it. Grab that too. Alright. Alright, so we got some stuff from Kentucky Ballistics. We got Fat Electrician and Fat Files. And the best of Gina? I'm not sure how the guy's name from Solo Leveling's pronounced. From the abridged. Look, words are hard, okay? Let me just... on screen. Which, for the record, I haven't really seen any of the abridged for, I'm assuming this is from the solo leveling stuff. Thank you so much for the follow, Sniper Ghost. Hope you're doing well today. Let's see. Get my head annoy. It's kind of annoy. Let me just move my big ass head. The abridged is weird. Weird in what way? Like, good weird or bad weird or just fucking weird? Ads in 2 minutes. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna wait the 2 minutes for the ad on Twitch to run through, and then I'll start this. Which, you know what? This works out. I can go grab my my root beer and the some vanilla ice cream for the root beer float. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'll be right back. Holy shit, it's way too cold downstairs. A strong way. Okay, so I got my stuff for the root beer float. I've never had one, so like, how much ice cream am I supposed to use? It's supposed to be like a spoon? Is it like? I didn't think. I probably should have thought about that first before I left to grab it. How much ice cream goes in a root beer float? Can't be that much, can it? Hey, welcome back. Welcome back from the ads. So, Minnow, how much ice cream goes in a root beer float? I just got a regular glass. I say regular glass, like it's like the size you would get a soda from at a restaurant. Fill it halfway. Okay, okay, this is workable. That's workable. Halfway. Okay. Put a little more in. Close to halfway as possible. Okay. Okay, this actually looks really good. This looks really appealing, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's get this video started. I'll like go do this. Ice cream. Oh, that's fine. Well done. Here's my sound. Where is my sound? Let me know if it's too loud or if it's too quiet. Put that like on half just to be safe.
You are a pathetic waste of life. No friends. No skills. No bitches. Game over.
I'm alive. What the hell?
Welcome to Riz Leveling.
Riz leveling? What is this? Some sort of game?
Current Riz level 0. Beta.
What is this?
Cuck. Jerry.
Okay, I get it.
Starting today, you will be able to level up every aspect of your dating life. Looks maxing, gym maxing, and even body count.
I can't tell if this is.
Maybe a bit loud. Okay. Okay. Like I had to tweak it because the last video, like the whole Colonel Sanders one, like it was really quiet, so I had to fuck with shit.
Some sort of dating sim or red pill scam. But if it works, maybe I can use it to become a better hunter.
Please select a route.
A route? Nurse route, healer route, hero route. What is this? Huh? Stepsister route?
Stepsister route selected.
What? I didn't mean to select it!
Ginu!
Jenna?
Oh, thank God you're okay. I was so worried. You're the best stepbrother I could have ever asked for. And I'm gonna do everything I can to make you feel better. And I mean everything.
Oh God, what have I done?
Oh, that is so good. I've been missing
For
out.
the last time, I'm not hooking up with my sister!
Failure to complete this mission will result in a punishment.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Try to kill me?
Yes.
What? Why is it dark?
Yonder?
Why did it get really dark? What the hell? Where am I?
Punishment activated. Survive against the killer centipede
Okay, maybe I can do this.
for 4 hours.
Ah! I'm sorry! Maybe incest isn't that bad! Just make it
It's just so weird, I'm very confused.
Punishment successfully completed.
What the hell is this game?
New mission available. 2 nurses, 1 catheter.
Oh God!
Okay. I have never been so concerned about an abridged that I am right now. But unrelated. I have been enlightened. I wasn't sure what to expect from the root beer float, but this shit pretty good.
Oh no! Mr. Sung! Quick, get the catheter!
Well, at least it's not my sister.
Ah, Ginu! I told you to stop looking at hentai on the family TV. It's Oh, who are you?
Oh, Jinha, it's me.
Ginu? Why do you look hot? I mean, different.
Oh, I just started following Sam Sulik's workout program, so I guess I've gotten a little more ripped.
God, that's hot. I mean, that's so cool, stepbro.
Jinha, we're not step siblings, we're blood related.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm adopted. Anyways, are you busy later? Like, do you want to Netflix and chill? I mean, watch movies together? In my bed?
You know, I wish I could, but I actually have to prepare for another dungeon raid.
Oh, okay. Well, if you change your mind, I'll be stuck in the dryer. I mean, drying my wet clothes. Because they're wet.
Oh dear.
Alright.
Do you want to fuck?
What?
What?
I am so concerned.
Whoa, this upgrade system has everything. They even have an upgrade section for dick size. Not like I need that or anything.
Like, I literally just resorted to just drinking with a straw. Because I am so confused and I can't help but also be like half dying and half wanting to laugh. I'm not sure which way I'm supposed to feel about this. Even just like this is pain.
Dick size upgraded to 12 inches.
Nice. Wait, what's voice appeal?
Voice appeal upgraded.
What the hell is
This
this
supposed to... Whoa. I sound sexy as fuck.
Yada yada.
That's just covered
Now
voice.
bend
mod.
over. I could tell people to do anything with a voice like this. But how is this supposed to help me raid dungeons?
It'll help you to raid my dungeon, step bro.
Yeah,
Stop being
sister, you
weird.
could put my voice back to normal now.
So, Jenna, have you been watching any new shows lately?
You know, I just started Game of
Supposed to be a
Thrones.
shocking
I really
comedy.
like the Lannister love story.
What about your love story, Jenna? Any guys you have your eyes on?
Well, there is one guy.
So, what did you call me here for?
It's about your sister.
Oh god.
She's really hot.
Alright, I'm leaving.
Wait! I just want to know if she's single.
How the hell am I supposed to know?
She's your sister. Well, you guys don't talk?
Honestly, I try to avoid her as much as possible nowadays.
Well, do you think she would be interested?
Are you related to us?
No.
Yeah, I don't think she would be interested.
What if I just so happen to transfer a large sum of money directly into your bank account?
Are you trying to buy my sister off me?
Yes.
What kind of brother do you think I am?
$10 million.
Welcome to the family.
So, Jenna, how are things going with that boy you were talking about?
Well,
No, stop. We're related. Stop!
hey, Ginu, I had a nightmare.
Yeah, me too.
I'm scared to sleep alone. Can I sleep with you tonight?
No.
Not too well.
Well, have you tried being a little more direct?
This running date was a great idea, Ginu. But you know, there's other ways to get me hot and sweaty.
This isn't a date, Jenna. It's just a regular stroll through the park.
Hey, how about we race? If I win, we finish this workout back in my room. And if you win, Ginu? Son of a bitch. I'm starting to think he just doesn't have feelings for me.
Oh, please. You're the most popular girl in school, Jenna. Everyone has feelings for you. The only person who wouldn't would be like a sibling or something. But it's not like you're trying to hook up with your brother, right, Jenna? Jenna?
The guy you've been talking about is your brother! I know, it's wrong. But one day he just started looking...
99 and 100. Jesus! Oh, Jenna, you're still here? You haven't been here the entire time, have you? Look, I appreciate you taking the time to check in on me, but... Jenna!
What?
You okay?
Oh, sorry. I was just distracted by your hot, sweaty, muscular body and how it would feel so good on top of school! Distracted by school.
Okay. How is school going anyways?
Good. I'm actually right in the middle of a sex ed class, and I was wondering if you could help me with a project?
Ah, man, I wish I could, but I actually have another dungeon raid.
That's okay. At this point, I have plenty of mental notes.
What does that mean?
Nothing. I'm really
dear.
enjoying our date, Ginu.
This isn't a date, Jenna. It's just a family dinner.
You know, when I said I wanted your meat for dinner, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, well, KFC was the only place that was open, so...
It's so good, Ginu. You're the best stepbrother I could have ever asked for.
Again, we're not step-siblings. We're blood-related.
I don't know. Dad left a long time ago, and we have different colored hair.
We're
and...
not f***ing, Jenna.
Fine.
You should just stop trying. Literally nothing will convince me to hook up with my own sister.
New mission alert.
Oh god.
Mission title, Sister Leveling, Sweet Home, Alabama.
Reject.
This mission cannot be rejected.
Like
Oh,
hell it
God.
can't.
Who are you talking to?
Shut it, Jenna!
Yes, Daddy.
Failure to complete this mission will result in your immediate death.
No one hears about this.
No one will hear except the neighbors.
God, I hope you're adopted.
Blood.
Finally, the final boss. Jenna?
Hey there, stepbro.
This can't be!
I think you already know what your final mission is.
No, please!
Final mission, the Forbidden Dungeon Raid.
Oh god, not again!
Come slay these cheeks like a goddamn...
Demon Slayer.
What are you screaming about?
Huh? What happened?
Well, you signed up for the Little Fairy Dungeon raid, slipped on an ice cube at the entrance, and had to be airlifted to the hospital.
Really?
Well, you are the world's weakest hunter.
Oh, right. Hey, Jenna. We've never hooked up, right?
Ew, no! We're related, Genu. That's gross.
Oh, thank God. It was all a dream. A horrible, horrible dream.
Now take off those pants so I can inspect that 12-inch of yours.
Uh, that was pain. That was painful. I think I'm gonna skip that one. That's worse than you remembered. That's alright. I know which abridged I'm not watching. Oh my god. Well, at least root beer float's good. So I got that going for me. Alright, so let's clean off our palate a little bit. Let us do Breadgate. I don't think we watched Breadgate. At least I don't think we have. If we have, well, I'm sorry, we're watching it again. Yeah, Breadgate. By every fast food joint will be selling loaves. Which, fun fact, bread actually isn't that complicated to make. It just takes time.
Mark my words, if this law goes into effect, every single fast food restaurant in the state of California will start selling loaves of bread. Today we're talking about blatant political corruption and Panera Bread, and once I start going down this rabbit hole, I'm not going to be able to stop, so we're going to go ahead and get the ad out of the way right now up front. Zaka Life Go Balm. It's made in the USA, 100% organic, full-spectrum CBD balm that you can put on any ache, any sprain, or athletic injury, and it's going to make it immediately feel better. This is one of the few times that I've actually approached a company to rep their product and not the other way around, because I actually use this stuff, okay? I'm 30, I'm fat, I've been doing construction for years, things hurt, this makes it not hurt. So if you're in the same boat as me, go ahead and give this stuff a try over at ZakaLife.com. Use the discount code FAT5 to save some money. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so here's what happened. The minimum wage in California is $16 an hour. The California state government is trying to pass a law that would make the minimum wage for fast food employees $20 an hour. Now, this law isn't designed to affect every restaurant in the state of California. It's specific for fast food chains, and a fast food chain is defined as any chain restaurant that has 60 or more locations nationwide, and those locations have a drive-through, or when they do have in-dining, there is zero table service, so like there's no waiter or waitress. Okay, so exactly what most people think of when they think of fast food. Now, there are some exemptions within the law, so hypothetically, say you took a major chain restaurant like a McDonald's or a Wendy's, an individual restaurant could be exempt from this new minimum wage if that restaurant is inside of an airport, inside of a hotel, inside of an event center, a theme park, a public or private museum, a gambling establishment, or is considered a concession stand, or that restaurant is located on state-owned land. They would no longer have to pay that $20 minimum wage. Now, right off the bat,
That sounds like a lot of exceptions. And I mean a lot of exceptions. Especially for being in California. That sounds like a lot.
most of those seem pretty okay, except for that last one about state-owned land. It seems like the government's just basically coming out and saying, hey, everybody has to pay this new minimum wage unless it's a restaurant that we own, in which case we don't have to abide by our own rules. Essentially saying the quiet part out loud of, hey, the government's here to make sure nobody fucks you except for them. But I mean, let's face it, that's pretty much just how it's always been. It's probably how it's always gonna be. Now, this bill makes it all the way through the state government. It's in its final stages. And then at the last moment, somebody adds an additional exemption. And that exemption is that a restaurant is no longer required to pay that minimum wage if they also sell bread as a standalone item, which I think we can all agree is kind of a weird exemption. I mean, off the top of my head, that would pretty much only apply to Panera Bread. At this point, Bloomberg puts two and two together and they're like, hey, you know who owns a bunch of Panera Breads in the state of California? Governor Newsom's friend. They went to the same high school. They've done business together in the past. He even donated like $160,000 to Governor Newsom's campaign recently. So now Gavin Newsom's taking a bunch of heat for potential political corruption, and he's not just taking it from like Republicans because he's a Democrat. No, he's getting it from all sides because it's so fucking obvious that it's political corruption. I mean, he's a Democrat and he got called out by Bloomberg, for fuck's sake. So first, the news outlets ask him, they're like, why did this bread exemption get added in the first place? To which he basically responded, it was part of the sausage making process for the bill, and provided no more explanation. And then when the interviewer came out and just straight up asked him, like, don't you think it's a little bit weird that everybody has to pay a $20 minimum wage except for Gavin Newsom's friend? Gavin Newsom said, no, that's not true, because we never talked about it.
It's a friend of Gavin Newsom who doesn't have to pay the $20 an hour minimum wage.
But it turns out, A, it's not true. He never talked to me about it, period, full stop.
Do you understand the gravity of what that dude just said? He basically got caught red-handed giving a political favor to a buddy, and then when he was directly asked about it, he said, I'm not doing political favors for my friend, and I know that because my friend and I never talked about it. This man is literally trying to gaslight people into thinking they don't know how friendships work. Like, yeah, obviously, me and my friends have never had a direct conversation about not kicking each other in the dick, but also, we're not gonna go kick each other in the dick because we all know we're friends. And you wanna know what's gonna happen? Nothing. Absolutely nothing is gonna happen because Newsom is a politician and politicians get away with absolutely everything. It's not a Republican thing, it's not a Democrat thing, it's a, if you're in the politician club, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want and you'll never get in trouble. I mean, there are both Republican and Democrat politicians at the federal level right now that supposedly are better stock market investors than fucking Warren Buffett, but they didn't get that good at stock trading until after they became politicians and had access to insider information, but they would never use that insider information. Never. Not once.
Never.
So politicians get to get away with that. Meanwhile, I'm over here getting $120 tickets because the window tint on my car is apparently too dark, even though that's the exact same tint that came on it from the fucking factory. And that's not even the worst part. Like, am I frustrated about blatant political corruption? Yeah, but I see it so much, so often, I'm basically desensitized to it at this point. The most frustrating part of this particular Breadgate incident is that it just highlights that politicians have absolutely no understanding of cause and effect. Seriously, I've got a 3-year-old that can put a 4-piece puzzle together, and I'm willing to bet a significant portion of these politicians can't. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna show you. Let's do a thought experiment together. McDonald's has come out and said that this new minimum wage increase is gonna cost McDonald's $250,000 a year per location. Okay, let's pull up Google. How many McDonald's are in the state of California? 1,224. Okay, multiply that by $250,000. That's $306 million a year. Okay, are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Because I'm trying to tell you that the California state government is about to put McDonald's in a situation where McDonald's can A, pay $306 million, or they can B, figure out how to bake a fucking loaf of bread inside their restaurant every day. Which one do you think McDonald's, aka one of the most successful capitalist endeavors ever, is gonna take? Okay? Every fucking McDonald's in California is gonna have an easy bake oven on the front desk, and they're gonna bake a single fucking loaf of bread every day, and now they don't have to pay the new minimum wage because politicians are this fucking stupid. And then not only is McDonald's gonna sidestep the entire minimum wage, they're also gonna charge $1,000 for that loaf of bread because they fucking can. It's gonna turn it into an internet meme, which is gonna give them free marketing. And you know what? Some people are still gonna buy the $1,000 loaf of bread just to say they did it. Remember when Szechuan dipping sauce for McNuggets was selling for $15,000 on eBay? Yeah, that's also gonna happen. And remember, it's not just McDonald's that's gonna be doing this. It's gonna be every fast food chain in the entire state, because all they have to do is bake a couple loaves of bread and save hundreds of millions of dollars a year. That's probably what they're gonna do. And it's like, at least with the political corruption, I can understand it. Like, I don't approve of it. I'm not a fan, but I can understand the
They don't technically need to have the bread stocked just on the menu. Hold on. So you're telling me they could just have it there, it never sold at all, and just not even make it at all, it just has to be there on the menu? Is that what you're telling me? Hey, welcome in, AJ. Just like the ice cream machine. Well, I mean, at least the ice cream machine sometimes works. Like, I know the location here near where I live. Their ice machine actually works half though, like 90% of the time I go there. Which admittedly isn't a lot, but still. I've never experienced the meme of the whole thing about the ice cream machine being broken. But I've also heard that it's broken a lot because of maintenance and places and stuff. But I don't know. Some people places are like really picky and they don't like you to cause you're a broke bitch on purpose. I mean, I'm a broke bitch, but I'm a broke bitch because of medical bills. Let's be real. But what I would give for a McChicken.
Notion that somebody's willing to break the law and fuck other people over for financial gain. I don't like it, but I can understand it. I, for the life of me, cannot wrap my head around the concept of a politician, somebody that's in charge of the rules of society, not having the mental capacity to understand the simple logic of, if I do this, they'll do that. How in the fuck is that a thing? It's like they're in a Three Stooges movie and they stop, look at the rake, and then step on it and smack themselves in the face anyways. I don't understand. There's truly nothing the government cannot mess up. They mess up absolutely everything they get anywhere near touching, and it has the weirdest ramifications on the planet. In the 1940s, the government bolstered the dairy industry because they wanted to be able to buy more ice cream for the Navy during World War II, and now there's 7 billion pounds of cheese in an underground cave network in Missouri. In the 1960s, JFK and Lyndon B. Johnson tried to incentivize Germans to buy more American chicken, and now for some reason I'm not allowed to own a Toyota Hilux. And now,
which, by the way, we are gonna watch the chicken Toyota video today, but it came up on my feed.
now it's looking like the California state government tried to raise the minimum wage for fast food workers and somehow didn't do that, but inadvertently made every fast food restaurant in the state sell loaves of bread. So in conclusion, I guess we'll just focus on the small silver lining of this entire story, and that is that pretty much every news outlet, left-leaning or not, has decided to call out a corrupt politician, and we need more of that in the world. Quit playing party politics where you defend somebody just because they have your same political beliefs or they're on your side, and call out corruption when you see it, whether they're supposed to be on your team or not. That's exactly how the world should be, and I think it's great journalism. So if that's your guys' news outlet and you were part of that, kudos. I appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Whack, bang, out.
Chicken Toyota Chikota.
And I am gonna go figure out how to untint the windows in my fucking car.
Oof. That was... Okay, I feel a lot better now, though. I got the, that other video out of my taste out. But, like, who thought that was a good idea? Like... Politics and laws are fucking weird, man. They're so fucking weird. I mean, like, I can understand, like, certain exceptions for, like, places. Like, having an exception based on whether or not a place has bread on their menu versus what being whether or not they'd have to pay an increased minimum wage. Like, what in the mental gymnastics would you have that type of loophole? Like, I vaguely could understand, like, if it was making more an exception for, like, a mom and pop shop, but ain't no franchise, ain't no bigger business that's like multi-billion-dollar business, $1 million business needs to have an exception. They can pay their employees a living wage. Oh, hey, Dark Lord. Government's got to get some money somehow. Yeah, that's what taxes are for. How you doing, Dark Lord? The government want money. They can take it through the fucking taxes. You had bad timing. That was bad timing. I'm gonna check this while I have my screen open. I'm gonna do this. Because I don't want to risk looking at something that I don't want to accidentally show. Gift sub bundles are 35% off. I ain't got that kind of money. And the ads. Damn. I don't have the power. Just let me know when y'all are out of ad jail. Yeah, the government wants money. They can go through the proper channels and they can take the tax money and hear me out. They can take a scalpel, have a person with knowledge and economics and accounting, and they have someone do that and let them go through the budgets and everything, and then maybe they could use the tax money that they collect efficiently and not have to fuck us all over. But that would make sense to let someone who actually, knows about money and economy and all that, like to have them look at all the government spending and maybe they'll make the tax money actually work. But no, we're not allowed to have that. Because God forbid that make fucking sense. So fucking stupid. I am very sad I do not have any more root beer. Because I really was enjoying that root beer float. Big sad. No, next time I make a root beer float, I'll make sure I get A&W and whatnot. Or some of the other ones. That would be useful, and politicians would be able to pocket so much money that way. I mean, really, they still would. Because, realistically, with how fucked everything is, there is really no clean money in politics. There's no clean money. Like, some of the money's dirtier than other, but there's no real clean money, so to speak. The system's way too fucked. Way too much blood money. Which, even then, you'd have people, if they were assigned to those duties, they would, I hate to say it, you'd have people in those higher echelons that would, whoever they put in those positions. So nothing would get done. But vanilla ice cream and Coca-Cola. I do have Coke. But I don't feel like drinking my cola right now. Turmoil to politicians? I think... See... Term limits. I'm in the middle area. Like, I think term limits would be really good to be able to get those who do not serve their constituents and uphold and to support what their what their people want and what they do. But at the same time, it would also remove those who are say that they're doing a really good job representing their people, their districts. I feel like that could also screw them over though. Because I don't think anyone should be like I don't think anyone should be in politics for life. I don't believe that. But I do believe there should be restrictions on people who are just there in the government who are not fairly representing their people. Dark Lord, I just got coffee. I am not, and I'd have to go downstairs for more ice cream. I don't feel like going downstairs right now. Yeah, I wasn't, like, they don't need permission to bully me. They already do. Minnow could tell you that. Okay, so that ass though, speaking of like Warhammer commissars, I wanted to not not next year, but like I was thinking maybe 2-3 years out. I wanted to get a Warhammer commissar outfit when I get more like familiar with like the Warhammer lore and everything, where I can recall more of it easily. But then that entire fucking shit show that happened recently has kind of put me off on outfits like that for a bit. Yeah. No one should be a politician for life. Nobody. Nobody. No. Warhammer. Yeah, there was a whole thing with Zentria updated did a re-upgrade of one of her original outfits. And it started this whole fucking stupid drama, which it was stupid. And that this whole like hate campaign against Andrea started on fucking Blue Sky, then it spilled over onto Twitter, and it was a mess. And because apparently people can't tell the fucking difference between military uniforms, let alone hats. So I wanted to get an outfit based on the commissars, but the entire shit, like military like shit that happened recently on like but it's put a really bad taste in my mouth and trying wanting to even do it. I can tell you more about later, Dark Lord. Promise. Alright, what was I doing? Oh, right, I was watching a video. Or I was about to watch a video. Yeah. I'll tell you later. But for now though, let's get back into the video. The chicken conspiracy robbing Americans of the Toyota Hilux. I'm scared. Why is it chickens? Chickens are ferocious. Let me know if the volume's fucked, please.
Just once in my life, I would like to go to the internet with a question and have my question answered without falling into an enormous rabbit hole of government conspiracies and nonsense. Okay, long story short, Toyota's got this new truck coming out. It's just a flatbed, plain Jane work truck, nothing fancy about it, and it was supposed to be like $10,000 or $11,000 brand new. So naturally, I wanted one.
When was this video made? Just for conspiracy, just for an idea? 1 year ago. Okay.
Naturally, I go to the internet with the simple question, am I going to be able to buy this new Toyota truck in America? To which I am met with the answer, probably not, most likely for the same reason you can't buy a Toyota Hilux, which is the other thing that's been pissing me off for 10 years inside of America. And naturally, in the back of my head, I just kind of assumed like, oh, Toyota just doesn't want to sell that truck in America for some reason. Maybe the money's not right, it costs too much to import, whatever. And yeah, it does cost too much to import, but it's because of chickens and Lyndon B. Johnson, that's why.
Wait, what?
Nick's so mad he forgot to send me a segue for the ad. Well, that means we gotta do it, right? Yeah. I don't know what that was. Play the ad. Me?
This video is sponsored by Aura, where you can get everything you need to be safe and productive online in one convenient location. When you sign up for Aura, you're going to get a password manager that's going to help you have a strong and unique password for every online account that you have. In addition to that, you're also going to get antivirus software as well as a VPN. But Aura doesn't just keep your computer safe, they also keep your identity and your money safe as well. Aura will go to all the big data brokers on the internet, find out which ones are selling your personal information, and then submit opt-out requests to have that information taken down. They also offer credit monitoring and home title monitoring, and in the unfortunate situation that somehow that isn't enough and your identity still gets stolen, they offer up to $1 million in insurance and a team that is available 24/7 to help you resolve the issue. So go ahead and use my link down below. You're going to get a 14-day free trial with Aura. Let's get back to the video. And I can hear the comment section already. Buh, if you want a Hilux, just get a Tacoma. They're basically the same thing. Buh. No, they are not, for multiple reasons. For one, I've driven a Tacoma, and it is literally the slowest moving vehicle I have ever driven in my entire life. That thing excels.
Motherfucker. I did the wrong thing. Fix that. I don't think it'd be normal? No. I accidentally banned Minnow by accident. I think I actually banned Minnow, try to ban someone else. I'm saving Minnow. I'm gonna ban someone on their platform and hit the wrong button. It's not fantasy. I need to get Minnow out of the void. This fucking name. Sorry, bud. You can beat me with a stick for that. I hope you're doing well today.
Bruh.
I am sorry. I was trying to ban somebody on Kick, and the thing moved up last minute, and it went stupid and banned you instead. Okay. Okay. I think we're fixed. I think we're fixed. Internet be fucking normal? What the fuck? Yeah, technology. I'm gonna do one more thing before I get back in the video. Alright. Just go grab see if I can get my buddy over there. Okay. Good. Good. E. Okay. I think I'm good. Think we're safe. Yeah, okay. Get back on the screen. But yeah, I mean, I'm so sorry. Doing a commissar outfit. Well, I don't think I'm gonna do like commissar until like not next year, but probably the year after next. Because I still owe you guys a nun outfit. And I want to make sure that gets done first. Before I do anything else. Okay. Anyway, let me just pull this back like 10 seconds. Oh, hey, Dark Lord. Hey, Dark. What are the chances I could get you to mod on Kick?
They're basically the same thing. Buh. No, they are not, for multiple reasons. For one, I've driven a Tacoma, and it is literally the slowest moving vehicle I have ever driven in my entire life. That thing accelerates from 0 to 60 in like 3 to 5 business days, okay? Fucking Fred Flintstone would beat that thing in a drag race. Secondly, I don't vividly remember being 14 years old watching Top Gear with my dad and seeing those guys drop a fucking Tacoma into the ocean for 8 hours, fishing it out, and then getting it started in like 15 minutes. And then because that wasn't enough to kill it, they decided they were going to hit it with a wrecking ball, drive it through a building, light it on fire, and then stick it on top of a skyscraper before blowing the entire building up with it. And then the motherfucker still started, okay? Tacomas are not on the same level as Hiluxes. I don't care what you say, you will never convince me otherwise. It is the equivalent of my mom trying to convince me that store brand toaster pastries are Pop-Tarts. No, they're not. Pop-Tarts are Pop-Tarts, and Pop-Tarts are fucking awesome. Anyway.
Okay, I get what you're saying about the off-brand stuff, but in a lot of cases, they are literally the same thing, just in different packaging. Because I found out when I started working at my current job, that some of the stuff I liked was repackaged for another one. I was like, huh. Well, that's interesting. So, or batteries? I don't really know about the batteries part.
You want to know why I can't get my metaphorical Pop-Tart? Why I can't own and drive my own Toyota Hilux? It's because America was too good at selling chickens in the 1950s and 60s. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so here's the deal. Generally speaking, throughout the majority of human history, chickens have always been like super expensive and seen as only something that rich people got to eat until very recently, which, think about it for a second, it starts to make a little bit more sense. You have like cows and goats and llamas and whatever other fucking farm animals you have, and they just basically wander around and they eat the grass, okay? That's not very expensive. Then you have pigs. You can literally just feed them garbage and they'll turn it into bacon somehow through evolutionary magic. Chickens, on the other hand, you have to like feed them grain and like actually give them real food that a human could technically eat. So, historically speaking, they've always been one of the more expensive farm animals, so only rich people got to eat them. Then in the 1950s,
Was it really? God, I thought chickens were pretty common. Also, I'm sorry if I didn't ask how your day was going, Snower, because I know you came in when I was in the middle of a little bit of dealing with bullshit. I hope you're doing really well.
after World War II, thanks to refrigeration and a couple of other innovations, America got super good at raising chickens. They got so good, in fact, that we could raise chickens, slaughter them in America, ship them across a fucking ocean while refrigerating them, and sell them in Europe, and it was still cheaper than people could grow and raise chickens in Europe, so Europe was eating a bunch of American chicken.
So they had too much cock?
I guess that's one way to put it. Why?
Just never thought I'd hear that come out of my mouth.
Anyways, this goes on for a number of years, and the European countries, primarily Germany, was spearheading this entire thing. They get together and they're like, hey, let's put a 25% tariff on American chicken coming into the European market. That way, European chicken is more competitive. And if that wasn't enough, they started a major propaganda campaign basically saying that America fills their chickens full of antibiotics and growth hormones, so it's really unhealthy for people to eat, which, I mean, honestly, that's probably a fair assessment. But regardless, America's now pissed off. So this is 1962 when this European tariff on American chicken passes, and for the next 18 months, it is the pinnacle of American politics, trying to get Europe to buy more American chickens, and it becomes known as the Chicken War, right in the middle of the Cold War. I'm not even exaggerating. There were literally American politicians that cared more about getting Europeans to eat more chicken than they did about the pending nuclear war with the Soviet Union. The Chancellor of Germany, Konrad Adenauer, said that he had more conversations with JFK about Germans eating American chicken than he did about the pending nuclear war.
That's fucking wild. You're talking, you're worrying about, you know there's a thing about nuclear war over your head, and you're choosing to talk about fucking chicken? Fucking chickens? That's some wild shit. Yeah, priors for a long time. Chickens are more important for the eggs. I mean, I'd get a chicken honestly just for the eggs if it was legal. If it was legal to. But I don't have enough space to keep chickens. And even then, my sister wanted to get chickens, but her yard also wasn't big enough. So, sad. No pet chickens. No pet chickens for me. No easy supply of eggs. Which I did hear that, like, chickens on the job site roof. I don't think you'd want chickens on the job site roof, because I feel like that might be a little bit risky, because I feel like they might fall. And I don't think that'd be a good idea. Just a thought. I don't think chickens are exactly good at flight. God damn it, Dark. Stop.
There was a senator from Arkansas that was sitting in a NATO meeting when he stood up, interrupted the entire NATO meeting, and declared that America was going to withdraw from NATO and Europe could defend itself if they didn't lift the sanctions on American chicken. Obviously, that didn't actually happen. Despite that, the tariff ended up staying up, and after 18 months of trying to diplomatically solve this issue, then President Lyndon B. Johnson is like, fuck it, I'm just going to put a tariff on you guys too, and he put a 25% tariff on potato starch, dextrin, brandy, and light cargo vehicles. Now, obviously, chicken is a food product, which they are tariffing, so America is going to tariff dextrin, potato starch, and brandy, which are also food products. That part makes sense, but why on earth is America going to start taxing light cargo vehicles? Well, you see, that's where the good old-fashioned political corruption comes in, because it's 1964, it's an election year, and the UAE is about to go on strike, the United Automotive Workers Union, and them going on strike during an election year is going to be disastrous for Lyndon B. Johnson's chances of getting reelected. So LBJ and the president of the UAE come to a little quid pro quo agreement. In exchange for the UAE not going on strike during LBJ's election, LBJ is going to abuse his political power to make sure that somehow, some way, so many Volkswagen Type 2s, which are incredibly popular in America right now, quit getting imported, aka the Love Bus. You know, you've seen those. This is where they went. They went away because of this. So this is why light cargo vehicles gets added to the chicken tax, adding a 25% tariff to basically make it so that Germany can't import the Type 2. Now, light cargo vehicle at this point in time is defined as 2 seats or less and designed to transport.
So is this part of the reason why there's so many vehicles that are made in other countries that we cannot get here in the US at all? Outside of like overall manufacturing costs? But I don't think there's a lot of like I don't want to say a lot of the I don't know if it's called I don't know if they're hybrids or if they're like the electric or like, but it's like some of the electric cars I know that are like in China and stuff. We can't get here at all, and they won't import them either. Just the facet of it. So it's part of the equation, but it's not the entire equation. That makes sense. It's never simple. 3D print. I don't think most of us have a 3D printer big enough to print a car. I mean, the big companies could probably afford one, but I'm not exactly sure how conventional a 3D car would be, though. I will decline to comment.
Cargo. So then because of that, all the foreign auto car makers like Toyota and Honda and all the other ones that make small trucks, not wanting to pay a 25% tax to import their trucks, start importing the truck itself, like the chassis and the cab and the motor, all completely built in their country, and then they ship over the bed separately, and then they have a warehouse where they like throw a couple of bolts on and attach the bed, so that way it's assembled in America and they're only going to get taxed 4% instead of 25% because the US government is this fucking stupid. So then in the 1980s, the US government closes that loophole, to which all the other auto car makers are like, fine, we'll just exploit another loophole, we'll just start adding more seats, so that way there's more than 2 seats, so it's not a cargo vehicle, it's just a normal vehicle. And this is why every small to mid-sized truck 1980s through like the early 2000s had those tiny little seats in the back that no human could ever actually fit on. It's because they were never actually designed for people to sit on. They were just there so that they could legally say, oh, it's designed to sit more than 2 people, therefore I get taxed at 4% instead of 25%, again, because the government is dumb. Which, fun fact, this is also why the Subaru Brat had those stupid plastic seats in the back. And then they came out with the CAFE standards, which is basically like trying to, save the environment with emissions and stuff, and the rule was the vehicle has to be like proportional compared to how much emission that it emits, I guess. So like if a truck is really big, it can emit a bunch of CO2 into the atmosphere, but if a truck is really small, it's not allowed to emit a bunch of CO2 into the atmosphere. And this is actually why all the trucks in America are fucking ginormous lately in like the last 20 years. Okay, I know that's like,
oh, you have ads again. Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. I wait for the ads to pass. I could swear Frosty Tools was telling me about ads. At least I thought it was supposed to. Yeah. I mean, isn't that like some of the expressions we got from Gordon Ramsay when we did Kitchen Nightmares for a while? We got some pretty great pauses then too. But yeah, let me know when y'all are out of ad jail. Ad timer. Okay, you're done with ads? Okay. Okay. Cool.
A super popular thing to bitch about. Like you hear a bunch of hippies and college kids bitching about how American trucks are too big and it's more dangerous and they're taking up space on the road and they're beating up the infrastructure. Yeah, it's because of stupid fucking emissions policies, because it's easier for automakers to just make the truck physically fucking larger than it is to make the emissions somehow magically lower. So that's why that's happening. So not only is the CAFE standards not helping with emissions and CO2, it's actually incentivizing automakers to make trucks unnecessarily ridiculously large just so they can comply with this law. And I know what you're thinking. Well, at least the chicken tax is helping American automakers compete in the market so that they can make more money and stay in business. And that's just not the case anymore either, because even they're getting fucked over by this law. Because when Ford tries to import transit vehicles, which they have made over in Turkey, they have to intentionally put extra seats and windows and shit inside of it, import it, and then send them to a factory and have all the seats and windows taken out and convert it back into a fucking cargo vehicle. This is why all the transit vans and shit that are super popular are really fucking expensive, and this is why my work that I work at to be an electrician can't ever find a goddamn transit van to use as a work truck, because A, they're getting way more expensive because we're having to import them with extra seats so they're not cargo vehicles, because somehow that saves money, and then my boss is desperately trying to compete with all the fucking millennials that want to go live in a van and start an Instagram so they can have hashtag van life in every fucking picture they post. This policy is literally helping nobody. Nobody on the planet is benefiting right now except for maybe the government so that they can get more tax money over fucking nothing, okay? Potatoes, dextrin, all that other shit, all that shit's gone. They're not tariffing that anymore. That tax went away. It's just on cargo vehicles now, and it's for no reason. And you're like, oh, this fucking fat electrician guy's just misrepresenting the entire situation because he's angry that he can't own a Toyota truck that he wants. No, that's not it. In 2003, the Cato Institute researched the entire thing. This is 21 years ago, by the way. They did all the research and they came to the conclusion, and I quote, "The chicken tax is a policy that is in search of a rationale. There's no fucking reason for this law to exist other than to fuck people over." I have literally spent the last 3 days of my life successfully wrapping my entire brain around this issue and come to the conclusion it's so fucking stupid that it's driving me insane. This is literally the epitome of government intervention. What's the problem? Oh, Germany's not eating enough American chicken. Don't worry, the government's gonna step in and help. Fast forward 70 years. Guess what? Germany's still not eating enough American chicken, but you're not allowed to own a Toyota Hilux either. Oh, good. I'm literally getting cock-blocked from owning my dream car. Thank you. I'll be honest, I don't even understand how I got here. Like, I woke up one morning, there was like, oh, hey, Toyota's coming out with a new truck that's gonna be super cheap and cool. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if I'm gonna be allowed to buy buy it. And next thing I know, I'm fucking the internet's crazy uncle on Thanksgiving somehow. I need a beer. Okay, this is too much. I gotta go. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out. I am going to figure out a way to get a Toyota Hilux at this point. It's gonna happen.
Well, that was an interesting story I was not ready for. Who knew chickens and trucks? Who would have thought? Chickens and fucking trucks. No. No, he did not. Because I still don't think they can be imported. Well, I doubt it. I doubt that he got the truck he wanted. It's American history, is it ever not crazy? I mean, I could hope that we could get an easier day, and that we could have some history that's not fucking convoluted. But then I think we're asking for a lot there, though. Like, I'm pretty sure, even not like just American history, like, I'm pretty sure there's probably some crazy shit in fucking Europe's history, and Australia's history, and Japan's history. I'm pretty sure there's some crazy shit in there, too. Not gonna happen. Yeah! Yeah! You're right. You're right. I can dream, but a girl can dream. I don't think eating, I don't think eating kangaroos is crazy, especially when you consider it Australia. Considering they kind of live there. So I would have been more surprised if they didn't. To be wholly honest with you. Granted, the only thing I've ever had kangaroo related is jerky. Though, Beyonce said some nice things about kangaroo meat, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Okay, let's see. Let's see, what else do I got here? Yeah, again, that new charger was like so life-changing. My phone's not even dying now. Okay, let's see, what else did we got? I did want to bake cookies tonight too. It's only 7 p.m. I could bake cookies later. I do, however, need to go get a water. Because I need to get some water though, between the caffeine from the coffee and the soda. I'm planning on making some chocolate chip cookies. I said instead of chocolate chips, it's M&Ms. I might make some with peanut butter chips too, maybe. Haven't settled on that part yet. Depends how much of a mood for baking I want to be. Because it's going to depend on if I'm in the mood for like baking in bulk, or if I'm going to go just bake a little bit. Because like it was a toss-up between bread and cookies. So it's one of the two. I don't know which yet. Because I'm indecisive as hell. What'll probably end up happening is I'm like gonna like probably like take a dice and be like, oh, odds is this, even is this, I'm gonna roll it. And that's gonna be what I'm gonna do. Because I did find this like, I was scrolling down on Instagram And there was this like really simple like 4-ingredient bread recipe that looked really simple, and I kind of want to give it a whirl. I haven't made bread in like ages, and I want to try it. Anyways, I'm gonna be right back, and I'm gonna refill my water, and so I'll be back in a little bit. I am going to run ads, a minute of ads while I'm gone to stall the timer. So I will be right back. Alright, I am back. You're got a chicken out of this coca. It's kind of funny. That's funny as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Yeah, timers are on like in 46 minutes, 47 minutes. Alright. Since we got a large ad window right now, we are doing America's OG Green Beret, Sam Houston, the Raven. I might be a little bit more quieter during this because I kind of yapped my mouth dry, so I might be a bit quieter for this one.
To declare anything, but if you were to ask my opinion, this is the first Green Beret in American history. Today we're talking about Sam Houston, known to the Cherokee Nation as the Raven, also the Big Drunk, known to everybody else throughout different periods of his life as the first president of Texas, the last president of Texas, U.S. Senator, U.S. Congressman, Governor of Tennessee, Governor of Texas, Cherokee Nation delegate, and in my opinion, the very first Green Beret.
I know I was gonna be quiet, but holy mother, God, that's a lot of titles.
I know what you're thinking. The Green Berets weren't even officially founded until 1952, so how on earth is a guy that died in 1863, almost 100 years prior, the first Green Beret, when Green Berets didn't even exist yet? Well, somebody had to do the job first before it became an official job, right? And I think that man is Sam Houston. So what is a Green Beret? What is their job? A Green Beret is an American Special Forces unit. Think of like Rambo. That's how the movies portray him. Just the ultimate badass running around with a machine gun. And that part today is true. But the real scope of the Green Berets job, what they specialize in, is going into a foreign nation, training rebel fighters, stoking a rebellion, destabilizing an entire nation for the benefit of the United States. Which is to a T exactly what Sam Houston did to Texas, presumably under the direct authority of Andrew Jackson, the president at the time. And not only did he stir up a rebellion in Texas, he did such a good job that after the fact, they elected him as president. But we're gonna get into all of that after a word from our sponsor.
Delete me.
Why do you have my trench sweeper?
The rabbits figured out how to use the trenches.
It's a burrow, sweetheart. Rabbits live. You know what? Fuck it. It's fine. All right, here's the deal. Super simple.
Yeah, skip this one. Skip this sponsored section. I want to try and get this through without as little ad interruptions as possible.
Which I think is absolutely worth it. If you want to check them out, I'll have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, our story begins on March 2nd, 1793, when Samuel Houston is born in Rockbridge, Virginia. He is the fifth of 9 kids, and he grows up in a big plantation house. Now, at this point in time, the Houston family has money. They are in the upper echelons of society. His grandfather, Robert Houston, was a major in the Revolutionary War, so they are in that aristocratic officer class. They got a big house, big library, they got money, everything's great. And Sam Houston is the wild child of the family. He doesn't like working, he doesn't like going to school, he wants to go out in the woods and hunt and dick off the entire time. Now, I say he doesn't like going to school, which is true, but it gives off the vibe that he's kind of a dumbass, which nothing could be further from the truth. The guy is borderline a genius. He spends a ton of time reading from his family library, which is actually one of the biggest libraries in the area. By the time he's like 10 years old, he's reading the Iliad by Homer, and it's his favorite book, and he wants to go off and have a great adventure just like that. Now, around that same time, he starts to hit puberty, and by the time he's 12 years old, he is noticeably larger than all the other kids. He would eventually grow up to be somewhere between 6'2" and 6'4" in an era where the average height was 5'7". And at the age of 12, he wanted to know how tall he was. So naturally, he does what everyone does when they want to see how tall they are. He finds a door frame, he walks up to it, puts his back up to the door frame, and then because this is, you know, America right after the Revolutionary War, he decides the best way of marking the doorway is with a gun. So he takes a flintlock pistol and puts it on his head and fires into the door frame to measure how high he is. I'm gonna be honest, that has nothing to do with the rest of the story. I just thought it was fucking hilarious. Anyways, at the age of 13, his father passes away, and his mother, Elizabeth, decides she's gonna move away from Virginia. She's gonna take the kids all the way out to Tennessee, which at this point in time is the wild frontier. So at the age of 53 years old, Elizabeth Houston loads up her 9 kids in a covered wagon and makes the journey to Tennessee. During the journey, or shortly thereafter, his 2 oldest brothers wind up passing away. He is now the 3rd oldest in the family with 2 older brothers. So in a very short time period, at the age of 13, Sam Houston loses his father, his 2 older brothers. He goes from living in a massive plantation house with a huge library to what amounts to a cabin in the woods on the wild frontier in Tennessee, and he is now expected to help out so the whole family can survive, and he absolutely hates it. He doesn't want to work all day. He wants to go read books and dick off in the woods. Not interested in this working stuff. And while living out in Tennessee on what amounts to the wild frontier, he has run-ins with Native Americans, and he absolutely loves their culture. He loves how they dress, he loves how they act, he loves their outlook on life of just, we're gonna go out in the woods, we're just gonna live, survive, do what we want. So by the time he's 16 years old, he runs away from home to live with the Cherokee. After he's been gone for a couple of weeks, the family assumes that he's been kidnapped by the Native Americans, so his 2 older brothers go out there to rescue him. When they find him in a, Cherokee territory, and he's sitting up against a tree reading the Iliad by a river, and his brothers are like, hey, we're here to rescue you. And he's like, I don't need to be rescued. They leave, he stays with the Cherokee. After that, it becomes apparent to pretty much everybody that he's staying and he's not going anywhere, so the chief of the Cherokee, Ilioteca, also known as John Jolly, basically adopts him as his own son, and gives him the Cherokee name Kaloa, which translates to the Raven. From here, he spends the next 3 years of his life living as a Cherokee, knows how to shoot a bow and arrow, knows how to ride a horse, everything. Then in 1813, he's 19 years old, he's been living with the Cherokee for 3 years, and he hears about the War of 1812 that's going on right now. Young man, grandfather fought off the British in the Revolutionary War. The British are back at war with America again. He interprets it as the Revolutionary War Part 2.0, so he wants to go off and fight for his country just like his grandfather did. The problem, he's 19, and at this point in time, you have to either be 21 years old or have parental consent to join the American military. So he goes back home to his mom Elizabeth to get permission to join the military. Mom does in fact give him permission, but she also says, and I quote, "My son, take this musket and never disgrace it. For remember, I had rather all my sons fill one honorable grave than one of them should turn his back to save his life. Go and remember too that while the door of my cottage is open to brave men, it is eternally shut against cowards."
Come back with your shield. Or on it.
Now remember, Sam Houston's grandfather was a major. He comes from officer lineage. He could join the military in the officer class, but that's not his style, so he just joins the infantry as a private. And by sheer chance, he gets attached to the 39th Infantry under the command of Andrew Jackson. He pretty much immediately starts climbing up through the ranks. I mean, he's a 6'2" giant in an era where everybody else is 5'7". He's also been living with the Native Americans in the woods for the past 3 years. He's an excellent soldier. Now, a little bit of context on the War of 1812. We're not going to get into the whole thing. Brief summary. It's basically about maritime rights. Essentially, the British are coming over, they're capturing American ships, and they're forcing all the American sailors to be conscripted into the British military. America uses this as an excuse to go to war, then they try to annex part of Canada. The entire thing just devolves into one big pissing match, basically America telling Great Britain, we're not going to let you bully us. And during the War of 1812, different American tribes picked sides. So like the British were backed up by the Creek Indians and the Americans were backed up by the Cherokee. Because of this, in August of 1813, 1,000 Creek Indian warriors decided that they were going to attack an American fort, Fort Mims in Alabama, which they did, and they proceeded to slaughter 500 people. Now, obviously, this is a frontier and everybody was dead, so it takes a while for word to get back to Washington when it actually happened, but once they hear word, they send in Samuel Jackson, Andrew Jackson, and the 39th Infantry Division, accompanied by Samuel Houston, to go exact revenge. The whole Sam Houston, Andrew Jackson thing is going to mess me up this entire video.
Samuel L. Jackson, it'll get you drunk.
By the time the 39th Infantry tracks down the Creek Indians, it's March of 1814, and Sam Houston has risen to the rank of lieutenant all on his own. He has achieved officer class through his own merit, not nepotism. So the 39th Infantry tracks down the Creeks, and it is not going to be an easy battle. They are held up in a place called Horseshoe Bend, probably one of the best defensive positions geographically you could possibly have. It's this little like peninsula type thing with a river on 3 sides, and on the one way in, they have a massive barricade made. They're in a fortified fighting position. They have British muskets, British supplies. This is not like you see in the movies where it's just Native Americans playing little teepee on the prairie, dicking off, and the American military rolls in and slaughters everybody. No, these are like 1,000 hardened warriors that know how to conduct warfare. This is going to be a fight and a half. So under the command of Andrew Jackson, the 39th Infantry takes their time. They have to. They've got him cut off. This barricade's in the way, so he sends some men out and around to the other side of the river, kind of occupy that territory so they can't make an escape. He then has Cherokee working with him. He sends his Cherokee in under the cover of night to steal all the Creek's canoes so they can't make a getaway.
Honestly, stealing the canoes is a pretty solid choice. Like, yeah, you can get here, but you're not allowed to leave. At least not the same way. Yes, conscripting your enemies into your own army. What could possibly go wrong? A lot.
Just acquired them?
Yeah, we acquired them.
Once that's all set up, Andrew Jackson orders they start hitting this barricade with artillery. It's not very effective. Eventually, he just has to order a full frontal assault into this fortified barricade. So they rush the barricade. The first guy over the barricade is Lemuel Montgomery, the guy that Montgomery, Alabama is named after. He gets shot and killed immediately. The second guy over the barricade is Sam Houston. It is now 6'2", 225-pound giant Sam Houston with a fucking sword hopping over the wall, fighting Native American warriors, trying to give his men enough time to also scale the wall. During this fight, he ends up taking an arrow to the thigh, but keeps fighting till the rest of his men are able to scale over this wall.
Who threw this thing at me? Shut up, baby.
So thanks to Sam Houston, they've broken through the first fortified position. The Creeks have fallen back to their secondary fortified position, and Sam Houston now takes the time to grab another lieutenant and is like, you, come here, yank this arrow out of my thigh. This lieutenant yanks on this arrow, doesn't budge. It's barbed. The Creek Indians used barbed arrows. Lieutenant yanks on it again, doesn't budge. Again, I can't stress this enough. You have to remember Sam Houston is basically a fucking giant, and everybody just watched this dude scale a barricade by himself with a sword and fight off Native Americans. And this poor lieutenant sitting there yanking on this arrow on his thigh. And on the third try, Sam Houston looks down at this guy with a sword still in his hand and says, and I quote, "Try again. If you fail this time, I will smite you to the earth." So presumably this poor lieutenant's shitting his pants. He just puts everything he has into it and yanks this arrow out. But because it's barbed, it slices Sam Houston's thigh open way more, and blood starts gushing out everywhere. So Sam Houston goes back to the aid station, has the field surgeon bandage him up. While he's in the aid station, Andrew Jackson happens to go in there to see the men, recognizes Sam Houston as the fucking giant that scaled the barricade and broke through, congratulates him on like his valor and everything, and then tells him, you know, hey, you've done enough, sit the rest of this battle out. Sam Houston doesn't listen. As the battle progresses throughout the day, he's still in the aid station, and finally he hears that, you know, the Creeks have fallen back to their final line of defense. He needs volunteers for people that are willing to go in there and break through. Without asking permission, Sam Houston grabs his musket and his saber, and he hobbles his ass out there and helps break through the final line of defense. During that fight, he's shot 2 times in the shoulder and the arm, and he's just laying there in this field in the mud, and eventually the surgeons make their way to him. They start operating on him right in the field. They get the first musket ball out of his arm, and the surgeon's just like, this dude's dead. I'm not going to be able to save him. I'm not going to waste my time torturing him even more trying to get this musket ball out when he's going to die anyways. They literally leave Sam Houston for dead. But Sam Houston doesn't die. After laying there for like a day, he's eventually just like, okay, I guess I'll go home. My mom said the door to her cottage is always open as long as I'm not a coward. Definitely not a coward. So he goes back home to mom. By the time he gets home, he's so jacked up, his mom doesn't even recognize him.
Slowly turn. Father.
For the next couple of weeks or months, mom nurses him back to health the best she can, but he's still got a musket ball lodged in his shoulder. She can't take care of that, so he has to go to Washington, D.C. to get surgery. The surgery there almost kills him, but he survives. Now at this point, he's messed up. He could just get out of the military, get discharged, wouldn't be an issue. But while he's in Washington, D.C., he sees that the British and the Canadians have burnt down the White House and the rest of the Capitol, and he's furious. He doesn't want to leave the military. Andrew Jackson, his former commander, finds out about this, and at this point in time, he's the Major General of the Tennessee Militia. So when he hears that Sam Houston not only survived, but wants to keep serving the country, he has him placed directly under his staff, and he moves out to Tennessee to work underneath Andrew Jackson. From here, he basically becomes Andrew Jackson's political protege, and Andrew Jackson kind of becomes a father figure to Sam Houston. Because of that, Sam Houston eventually gets to the point that he wants to get more involved in politics, just like Andrew Jackson, so he resigns his officer commission, and Andrew Jackson arranges for him to go study under a judge to get his law degree. Usually that takes about 2 years. Sam Houston does it in 6 months, runs for public office, wins a small role, resigns, runs for a larger office, wins that, and then Andrew Jackson is running for U.S. Senate, so Sam Houston decides he's going to run for Congress. They run at the same time, they both win, and head off to Washington, D.C. together. While serving as a congressman, he has a meeting with Marquis de Lafayette. If you don't know, this is like the main guy from France that brought the French over to aid the Americans in the American Revolution. Like literally, without this one guy, America might have never won the Revolutionary War. Super important dude. And he tells the young Sam Houston, look, you can't let this experiment of democracy fail. All of Europe is looking at you guys right now, hoping that democracy fails, because if you guys prove right, if you prove this is possible, you're going to show the world that they don't need kings, they don't need monarchs, they don't need royalty, and that common men can lead themselves. They all want you to fail. You cannot let this fail. And the young Sam Houston takes that to heart, and it's going to be really important later on.
That's called foreshadowing.
Sam Houston then serves his term as a congressman and then heads back to Tennessee to run as governor and wins that as well. Sam Houston is now one of the most important people in the country. Everybody already knows Andrew Jackson is going to be president one day. Everybody's looking at Sam Houston like he's Andrew Jackson's protege. He's going to be president one day too. He's a young guy, he's tall, he's good looking, he's a veteran, he's got everything going for him. So the next thing to do on the political checklist is to get a wife from some wealthy, noble, well-to-do family, which is exactly exactly what he does. He goes out and marries this rich girl from Nashville, Tennessee, and their marriage only lasts for about 11 weeks before they wind up getting divorced. At the time, this was a humongous political scandal. This, up-and-coming politician, the governor of Tennessee, gets married and then gets divorced 11 weeks later. Like, this is a huge deal. It's got everybody talking. Now, we don't know exactly why they got the divorce, but the best guess that I was able to find was Sam Houston had accused her of cheating on him publicly, which was a huge no-no, and then he got proven wrong. She didn't cheat on him, which was an even bigger no-no. He disgraced and dishonored his wife and her family, which was a wealthy, powerful family in Tennessee. He is basically forced to resign in disgrace from the governor of Tennessee. This is an enormous taboo at the time. Like, that's it. He's done. He's nuked his entire political career, has no idea what to do with his life. So he's like in the depths of depression, has no idea what's going on. And he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to move back into Indian territory. And at this point in time, the Cherokees that he had been living with had been relocated to Oklahoma. So he just sets off to Oklahoma. So that's it. He just disappears in disgrace. He boards a riverboat headed out towards Oklahoma. While he's on this riverboat, he's really considering throwing himself overboard. And he finally convinces himself that's what he's going to do. And he's standing there at the guardrail of this riverboat, and he's about to just throw himself in the river and be done with it. And then all of a sudden he sees an eagle screech and fly overhead, and then the eagle flies west. And because he grew up with the Cherokee, he interprets this as an omen that he has a bigger purpose in life and he's headed the right direction. So he decides not to throw himself over that guardrail, makes it all the way back to Oklahoma and meets back with his original father, John Jolly. From here, he's just out there living with the Cherokee, becomes a pretty brutal alcoholic. He's drunk 24/7. When he's not drunk, he opens up a trading post, starts running back and forth between Fort Gibson and the Cherokee Nation, delivering supplies. That's how he makes his money. He's drinking so much that the guy in charge of Fort Gibson accuses him of buying booze to sell to the Native Americans, when in reality, he's just drinking it all himself. And this is the point in time when the Cherokee go from referring to him as Raven to the Big Drunk. Despite that, he still did manage to do some good. He understood politics. He knew how politics worked at this point in time. And there was a bunch of like government contracts being given out to, companies that were supposed to go help the Native Americans do things. And a lot of these companies would just take the money and not actually render the service to the Native Americans. There was also illegal smuggling going on, all kinds of stuff. So Sam Houston went and rooted out a lot of that corruption. And this goes on for years. And then like 3-4 years later, the Cherokee Nation, for some reason, has to send a delegate to Washington, D.C. to represent them. And despite his alcoholism, he's still the best man for the job. He has political experience. He knows both cultures. He speaks both languages. So they elect him as their delegate and send him to Washington, D.C. And when Sam Houston shows up in Washington, D.C., he shows up dressed in a Cherokee outfit, speaking Cherokee.
Topper Harley? Once, perhaps. Now I am called Tuca Chinchilla. What does it mean? Fluffy bunny feet.
And you gotta understand, to the people at the time, this is fucking crazy. This was like the hotshot political up-and-comer that just disappeared.
That had to be a shock for them to see the guy go from who was a governor, a military guy, governor, judge, Congress, whatever, into that. That had to be a shock for a lot of them to look at. Like, holy shit.
3 or 4 years ago, and now he shows back up dressed like a Native American, speaking Native American tongue. It's wild. Imagine if, I don't know, J.D. Vance or Gavin Newsom, like some young up-and-comer that people think is going to be president one day. Imagine he got a divorce from his wife and then just disappeared for years and then showed back up as a representative for a foreign nation dressed like them and speaking their language. It would be fucking crazy. Then you combine that with the fact that Andrew Jackson is president at the time. So not only was it some young political up-and-comer, but it was the protege of the now sitting president. So everybody's kind of looking at Andrew Jackson like, hey, have you seen your boy? Like, what's going on here? Nobody knows if Andrew Jackson's mad, if he's going to disown him, give him the cold shoulder. Nobody knows what's going to happen. They finally run into each other at a party in Washington, D.C. Andrew Jackson walks right up to him, gives him a humongous hug, sending the message to everybody, this is still my homie.
You son of a bitch.
So Sam Houston still has some pretty powerful allies in Washington, D.C., but unfortunately, he also still has a bunch of enemies because he pissed off a bunch of corrupt politicians by rooting out that corruption in Indian Territory. So in the coming days, Ohio Congressman William Stanberry accuses Sam Houston of being the corrupt one that was taking advantage of the Native Americans on the floor of Congress. At this, Sam Houston is absolutely furious. He then proceeds to go back, get all the documentation to prove everything, brings it to Congress, all the receipts, completely exonerates himself, proves his complete innocence, and then goes outside of Congress and waits for William Stanberry to come out, and then proceeds to beat the shit out of him with a hickory stick. And this now has the eyes of the entire nation. This is peak political drama. This Tennessee governor disappears for 3 years, comes back dressed as a Native American. Now he's beating the fuck out of congressmen with hickory sticks. Like, everybody's paying attention to what's happening. William Stanberry goes to the Speaker of the House and is like, we have to, punish this guy. We need to have a court hearing. He just assaulted a congressman, which obviously they do have to do that. So they set it up. Luckily for Sam Houston, he's still homies with the president, so the president hooks him up, buys him a nice fancy suit so he looks good for his hearing, gets him set up with somebody to organize his defense, a guy by the name of Francis Scott Key, like the guy that wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, Francis Scott Key. Shit. Yeah, that guy. And again, this is all over the newspapers. The entire country is watching this thing unfold, so when the day comes for the hearing, it's gonna be a packed house. Like, it's gonna be a sold-out venue. Everybody's gonna be there watching to see what happens. And the day before the hearing, Sam Houston, who's still a violent alcoholic at the time, decides, you know what? I'm gonna get fucking shit-faced. Proceeds to go and get super drunk the day before arguably the biggest day in his life, like literally determining his freedom. And he goes out, he gets drunk, goes back home to his hotel, gets the guy working at the hotel, gives him a wad of cash and a pistol. And he's like, okay, here's what I need you to do. I need you to bring me a cup of coffee in the morning. If the coffee works, use the money to hire me a barber, get me cleaned up, make sure I get to Congress on time. If the coffee doesn't work, just fucking shoot me in the head because it's all over. Next morning rolls around. Apparently the coffee worked because Sam Houston shows up to Congress looking pretty good in his fancy new suit. Unfortunately, his representative, Francis Scott Key, also decided that he liked drinking and went out and got Star-Spangled hammered the night before, and he's now too hungover to represent Sam Houston. So Sam Houston has to represent himself.
You may present your client's case.
You're fired.
He goes up there, presumably hungover, delivers a speech that apparently is just awesome because the packed floor of Congress gives him a standing ovation. Everybody
ought to be a fly on the wall for that. Like, yeah, I went out, I got... It's on most important. This day's gonna depend on my freedom. So I'm just gonna get smashed. And then turns out your fucking lawyer is also decides, yeah, I'm also gonna get smashed. And then to just be a fly on the wall for that entire thing would be amazing. Like, I know that they do, that there's like court transcripts and stuff, but it makes me wonder if how far back do the transcripts go how far back they go. And no, I think it'd be really neat if we could just see, or even like just read like some of the stuff from like the really older like cases and everything and hearings. It'd be really cool. But then again, a lot of the older like handwriting for shit is also like really fucking hard to read, or it's really faded. But I think it was one of the National Archives? I can't remember who it was, but there was like somewhere in the government they were looking for people to like transcribe documents. They're really old. I remember I got to look at a couple of them, and some of them were kind of hard to read, not gonna lie. Kind of interesting how much writing's changed over the years.
Absolutely loves it. Despite that, he's still found guilty because regardless of how charismatic he is or what he said, he did still in fact beat the shit out of a congressman with a hickory stick, so he is found guilty. He shows up to sentencing the next day, and the Speaker of the House, he's standing there waiting to find out if he's going to prison for the rest of his life or not, and the Speaker of the House is just like annoyed, and he's like, I've been ordered by Congress to admonish you and deliver your sentencing, so consider yourself admonished. You're free to go. Like literally just the energy of dad getting called into the office, being informed that his son was fighting, and then he's like, what was he fighting about? Oh, he was getting picked on, and then he beat up his bully. Like, oh, cool, yeah, I'm taking your ass to fucking Disneyland. That was awesome, let's go. That's pretty much what just happened. From here, Sam Houston has just re-entered the political spotlight in spectacular fashion. I mean, dude came out of nowhere, beat up a corrupt politician who wouldn't want to do that, and then gets away with it scot-free. Like, he has just re-won the heart of the entire nation. Everybody now loves this guy. So now Sam Houston is no longer just Andrew Jackson's homie that's a little bit weird wearing Native American clothing. He's loved by the entire nation. He's got some political capital behind him, and Andrew Jackson presumably concocts a plan. Now, important context, Andrew Jackson really, really wants the Texas territory to be part of the United States of America. He thinks it's going to be the most important, most profitable, biggest, most powerful state in the entire union if he can get them to join the United States. By this point in time, there's already a ton of American and European settlers that are moving to Texas and buying land because it's so incredibly cheap there, because nobody lives there and it's so damn big. Andrew Jackson's been trying to buy the Texas territory from the Mexican government for a while now, but the government keeps changing so much that he can't get any traction on the negotiation. There's already some disputed territory between the two, and now he has a 6-foot tall, 250-pound giant that's got military experience and an outrageous amount of charisma, and in the back of his head, presumably, he's like, I could send this guy in there to start a revolution and then take it over.
Whose car are we gonna take?
I want to be clear when I say this. I want to be 100% intellectually honest. We have no written evidence that Andrew Jackson sent Sam Houston into Texas to start a revolution. However, most of the Texas Revolution historians that specialize in this all agree, like, yeah, Sam Houston didn't just accidentally wake up one day in the political spotlight and be like, you know what would be a good idea? To move out into the desert of Texas for no fucking reason. Then when you combine that with the fact that Andrew Jackson then proceeds to make Sam Houston his emissary to the Comanche, Apache, and Cherokee Indians in the Texas territory, and then gave him a bunch of money and financial backing and sent him there, it just kind of makes sense. And this is why I would argue that Sam Houston is the first Green Beret. He is essentially, presumably, under presidential orders to go into a foreign nation, destabilize it, and acquire it for America. Now, to be fair, it's already pretty unstable. It's not densely populated. There's a ton of civil wars going on in Mexico all the time, and Texas is kind of like an out backwater for Mexico. Like, there's not a lot going on up there as far as Mexico's concerned. On top of that, it's mostly populated by European immigrants and Native American tribes from North America that have been relocated down there. I mean, at this point in time, the native Mexican Tecanos only make up about 1/8 of the population inside the territory of Texas. So Sam Houston heads down to Texas, crosses into Texas by himself on horseback in December 2nd, 1832, presumably under orders by the President of the United States to acquire the entire region. So Sam Houston rides into Texas and immediately starts establishing himself as a politician inside of Texas. First thing he has to do, he has to get baptized as Catholic, because you have to be a Catholic to own land in Mexico. Once he does that, he acquires like 4,000 acres of land, and then he opens up his law practice. From here, he discovers there's already a group of like local politician and wealthy business people that want to have a Texas revolution and separate from Mexico. This is called the War Party. And the War Party isn't just comprised of European and American immigrants, it's also comprised of native Tecanos too, and they want to be separated from Mexico as well, because Mexico right now is being ran by Santa Anna, who more or less is a pretty brutal dictator who views all of his constituents, especially those in Texas, as children that need his guidance, and they need to shut the fuck up and listen to him, and nobody likes it. So he's immediately getting involved in this government that's organizing a revolution, and one of the first big things that he does is he goes out to the Native American tribes and makes treaties with the new potential government and all these Native American tribes. He leverages his Native American background and basically ensures that the Native American tribes aren't going to back Mexico and fight him as well. So that happens. Then for like the next 3 years, he's bringing in more supplies, more guns, more gunpowder, more people, everything he's going to need to have a revolution and fight off Santa Anna and the Mexican army. By 1835, the new government's starting to get propped up, and every region of Texas has basically elected delegates that they send off to Washington, Texas to establish a new government. They're working on getting a constitution, a Declaration of Independence. They're working on getting the whole government thing figured and nailed out, but things boil over prematurely. This happens in October of 1835 in Gonzales, Texas, where the people of Gonzales were given a small cannon. I mean, it's like this big. It's a 6-pound cannon. It's absolutely tiny. And they were given it by the Mexican government to repel attacks from Comanches, and Santa Anna, just basically wanting to be a dick and prove a point and let them know I'm in charge, notified them that he is sending his army up there to retake that cannon from the people of Gonzales. And it's just a complete dick move to send the message of like, hey, I'm in charge. The cannon isn't doing anything. It's literally buried in a peach orchard, and at some point or another, it's been spiked, meaning somebody took a nail and beat it into the fuse hole. It's literally a giant paperweight. But this is Texas, and these are Texans, to which they say, that's our fucking paperweight. So they dig it out of the peach orchard, drill out the nail hole, get it refitted and ready for battle, and they're gonna fight to keep this cannon, just because that's how Texas gets down.
Hell yeah.
So the Mexican army shows up, tell the people Gonzalez, hey, give me the cannon. The Texans famously respond, come and take it.
Come and get them!
Yes, this is where the come and take it flag comes from, the Battle of Gonzales. The Texans repel the Mexican army, giving Texas its first win in the Texas Revolution and kicking the entire thing off way sooner than anybody wanted to. So Texas is winning, that's great. However, it also kicked off a humongous shit show because there is no formed government yet. There's nobody in charge of the militia or the army. There is no army. There's just a couple of gangs of militias somewhere around Texas taking order from God knows who. They're not appealing to any bigger strategy. They don't know how to conduct warfare on like a macro level. It's just chaos. In the coming months, in the chaos, James Fannin and Jim Bowie decide to lead their militia, and they're going to take over San Antonio. Why would you take over San Antonio? Well, you really wouldn't. There's no strategic advantage at all to taking over San Antonio other than pissing off Santa Ana, but they decide they're going to take over San Antonio anyways. That's exactly what they do. They repel the Mexicans.
That's kind of the point, like, piss off your enemies. It's kind of the point, isn't it? Is when you're trying to get them the fuck out? Wouldn't you want to be pissing them off? I mean, shit, man, just take the entire thing. Like, why stop there? Just keep going. Just take everything. It's fine.
Mexican army out of the area. They take over San Antonio. This is where the Alamo is. And yeah, they're held up in the Alamo and they're occupying that at this point in time, while Sam Houston is back in Washington, Texas, trying to organize this new government. Around the same point in time, the new government decides that Sam Houston should be the major general of the Texas Army. There is no Texas Army at this point in time. It's just the different militias. So he's going to have to go out and recruit the militias to take orders from him, which obviously hasn't happened yet. But he now has some authority. So he starts advising Fannin and Jim Bowie, hey, Santa Ana's gonna come back, and he's gonna come back with a big ass army, and he's gonna fuck your shit up. You need to start preparing. They don't listen. So we've got like 250 guys plus Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett out there at the Alamo, and then James Fannin took 400 men out to a place called Goliad in the same area, and they're kind of just hanging out, not really getting ready, not getting prepared. Sure enough, February of 1836 rolls around, and Santa Anna shows up with thousands of men at the Alamo. Santa Anna and his men then lay siege to the Alamo for 13 days straight. During this time period, word gets back to the new government that the Alamo's under attack. A lot of the delegates and people there all want to ride out to back up the Alamo, at which point Sam Houston is like, no.
If only there hadn't been somebody who warned you that you were gonna get your shit attacked. If only someone had warned you ahead of time.
Oh, we need to get this new government shit figured out. You guys stay here. I'll go handle it. Sam Houston takes off to Gonzales, Texas, where there's 400 men waiting to serve underneath him. By the time he gets there, right around the same time, he gets word that the Alamo has fallen and everyone's been killed. All the men are ready. They want to go fight. They want to go get revenge, but Sam Houston has a plan. He orders everyone to retreat to the east away from the Alamo. He then sends an order to James Fannin in charge of the other 400 guys at Goliad, tells him to do the same thing. Retreat eastward, we'll regroup, we'll fight together. James Fannin doesn't listen, gets surrounded, and is forced to surrender. Once they've surrendered and are now prisoners of war, Santa Anna has all of them executed. So that's it. Sam Houston and his 400 guys are the only army left in Texas to be able to fight back against Santa Anna, and he is not interested in fighting him right now. He's headed the other direction, east. And nobody knows why. The men are getting pissed off. They want to turn around and go fight, but it's going to be a disaster because he has thousands of men versus 400. The new Texas government wants him to turn around and fight. He keeps denying the order. He's like, no, I'm keeping my own counsel. We're heading east. Just trust me. He's got some plan, but nobody knows what it is. And he's driving his men hard. They're covering like 25, 30 miles a day. They cross the Guadalupe River. Then they cross the Colorado River. And then the new Texas government sends out a delegate, David Burnett, and he basically has the orders to tell Sam Houston, turn around and fight Santa Anna, or I'm going to take control of this army and I'm going to go do it. To which Sam Houston is like, just come here. Let's go have a meeting in my tent and talk about some stuff. Burnett goes in the tent. They have a conversation. All the men are outside like, what the fuck are they talking about in there? Oh, Burnett's going to be in charge. We're going to go fight Santa Ana. Burnett and Sam Houston come back out. Burnett is now 100% on the same page as Sam Houston. They're going to continue heading east. Everybody is like, what the fuck is going on? The men legitimately are concerned that Sam Houston has put Burnett under some type of Cherokee spell. In reality, Sam Houston has just revealed to Burnett his plan. You see, the United States of America and Mexico don't really agree on where Texas is. There's a disputed territory, a no man's land, so to speak, between the Neches and the Sabine River. That area, America's claiming they own all the way up to the Neches, and Mexico's claiming they own all the way up to the Sabine. So this area in the middle is disputed territory. And Sam Houston knows that Andrew Jackson has sent the American army under the command of General Gaines all the way up to the Sabine River, and the American army is sitting on the Sabine River waiting for Sam Houston to show up. And if he can bait Santa Ana past the Neches River into that no man's land, the American army is going to have just enough leeway to be able to go in there and back him up without it being an act of war, because they get to argue, I didn't invade Mexico, that's our territory, it's disputed land. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, this is an antique clandestine operation, and Sam Houston is the world's first Green Beret. Okay, that's exactly what's happening right now. The next day, Sam Houston gets 2 letters. One of them is from Santa Ana, where Santa Ana basically says, I'm coming to get your ass, as his army is chasing Sam Houston. His exact words were, I'm coming to smoke you out, which is a huge mistake, telling Sam Houston exactly what you're doing.
I just wanted didn't catch what that was.
Or, I'm coming
Te voy a dar una paliza. All right.
To smoke you out, which is a huge mistake, telling Sam Houston exactly what you're doing, especially when that's secretly what he wants you to do. The other letter is from General Gaines saying the American army is right on the Sabine River. We're ready. Everything's going perfect.
Everything, down to the last minute details.
Then everything changes. Houston hears back from his scouts that Santa Ana has split his army. Santa Ana himself has taken a small contingency, like 900 men, and he is chasing down Sam Houston to eradicate the last army in Texas, and he sent the rest of his military to head out to where the new government's at, and he's going to capture them and shut down this entire rebellion right in one fell sweep. Now, that's a pretty good plan, but it also gives Sam Houston a chance to capture Santa Ana, and if he captures the dictator, he's captured their government, so he wins by default anyways. This is literally 2 kings on the chessboard duking it out. And he figures all this out when they're crossing a place near the San Jacinto River called Buffalo Bend, which is eerily similar, almost identical to Horseshoe Bend that he fought the battle in under Andrew Jackson, except now the roles are going to be reversed. He's going to have this supreme defensive position. It's surrounded by river on 3 sides, and the only way in is across a wooden bridge. Sam Houston brings his 400 men in there and positions them in a fashion that when Santa Ana goes to line up against him, his army is going to have an uncrossable marsh behind them, a river behind that, and the only way out is this wooden bridge. So he's got a plan. He's going to trap Santa Ana. The only problem now is it's 400 men with Sam Houston versus Santa Ana with 900. Not looking like great odds. Now, I can't prove that this happened, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Sam Houston wrote a letter to General Gaines over on the Sabine River and is like, hey, we're not going to make it. Why do I think he wrote this letter? Well, because coincidentally, while he's in Buffalo Bend, like 500 American volunteers that all had recent military experience all show up carrying US-issued rifles and several cannons.
That is quite the coincidence if he had not made contact. That would be quite the fucking coincidence.
What are the odds of that?
Okay, I know what you're thinking. That's crazy. The American military can't go invading a foreign nation. That would be an act of war. You're absolutely correct. And I'm positive there's absolutely no way that General Gaines told his guys what was going on and then proceeded to look the other way while 500 dudes dressed out of their uniforms into civilian clothing and then marched their asses into Mexico to back up Sam Houston. I'm positive that didn't happen. Anyways, regardless of what happened, Sam Houston now has 900 well-armed men and 2 cannons, and Santa Ana's coming after him with 900 men, but Sam Houston has the geographical advantage. He's got Santa Ana absolutely cornered. Sure enough, Santa Anna marches his army right into Buffalo Bend, lines up right against Sam Houston. He has no idea that Sam Houston has been fortified by 500 American volunteers, so he sets up camp and he wants to give his men a chance to rest before he has to kick Sam Houston's ass and crush this rebellion. So that's exactly what they do. While that's going on, like 400 more reinforcements show up to back up Santa Anna. Now he's got like 1,350 men. They're setting up tents, they're taking naps, his cavalry takes all the saddles off the horses to give the horses a break, and Sam Houston's looking at this like, okay, fucking Mr. Big Swinging Dictator over here thinks I'm locked in with him. He's locked in here with me. He then starts giving orders to his men. You guys, go destroy the fucking bridge. You guys, cut up a bunch of horseshoes and load them in the cannons. I've got an idea. His men then go destroy the bridge. They come back. They let him know the bridge has been destroyed. At this point, he forms up the men. He's got 2 companies on each side with 2 cannons right in the middle, and he's got his cavalry hiding in the woods, and they're going to do this big sweeping flanking maneuver when they decide to attack. He then delivers a speech to his men. I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically, listen here, the bridge is gone. I've metaphorically burned the boats. This is now a matter of victory or death. We are locked in this cage with these guys. We're going to go fucking win. And he delivers his famous words, remember the Alamo, remember the Goliad, and they start marching towards the Mexican army. This is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The Mexicans thought that they were going to handle this tomorrow morning. No, they're handling it right now. They're scrambling out of tents. The horses don't have saddles on them. The cavalry's going to have to fight on foot. It's a giant shit show for the Mexican army. They hastily form up. Santa Anna's got 1 cannon with him. He orders the cannon to fire at Sam Houston's 2 cannons. It misses. Sam Houston orders a return fire. The horseshoes silence Santa Anna's cannon. The Texans hurry up and reload the cannons with horseshoes as Santa Anna sends an entire company of men straight towards the cannons trying to take them out. You're never gonna guess this. Those guys were allergic to horseshoes too. They just get fucking stuffed in the pocket. At this point, Sam Houston rides out from behind the formation to the front of the formation and is leading his men from the front. As they're advancing, he gets shot through the foot. It kills his horse, throws him to the ground, hops back up with a hole through his foot, grabs another horse, and continues to lead his men into battle. Okay, the men are hyped. They just got delivered this badass speech. They're about to go get revenge for all their buddies that died at the Alamo and at Goliad, and now there's this 6'2" giant of a man that's apparently bulletproof leading them into battle. Let's fucking go. They march right up to the Mexican line, like 30-40 yards away, fire 1 volley, and then turn their muskets around to use them as clubs because they didn't have bayonets, and they start whipping out Bowie knives, and they just charge and completely disintegrate Santa Anna's line. At this point, Sam Houston loses all control of the army. These guys are hyped. They want revenge. They go out there and they just start killing absolutely everybody. The Battle of San Jacinto in total lasted for about 18 minutes, and in that 18 minutes, the Texas army lost 11 men. Santa Anna, on the other hand, lost 650 men, had 200 wounded, and 300 were captured. But Santa Anna is MIA. Nobody knows where this guy went. They spend all day looking for him. They eventually find him the next morning, hiding in some tall grass in civilian clothing that he had robbed from a nearby house.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes. Okay. And Santa Anna was the guy with the whole, he was the guy that had the entire, like, force that was like 1,000 men, right? So, if there's 500, 250 injured, then what happened to the other 250? That the math ain't mathin'. Yeah. Huh.
Got your ass. The men take him prisoner. They bring him to Sam Houston. All the men want to kill him. They want to kill him right now. He killed a bunch of dudes at the Alamo, killed a bunch of guys at Goliad. They want to kill him. Sam Houston, on the other hand, thinking about the big picture, keeping a cool head, is like, no, we're not going to kill him. And he tells his men he still might be of some use to us alive. If we kill him, he's just another dead Mexican, he says, gesturing to the field of dead soldiers behind him. Sam Houston then has his men take Santa Anna prisoner all the way to the new government of Texas, where they sit him down and basically force him to sign the Treaty of Velasco, which recognizes Texas as its own sovereign nation in exchange for Santa Anna's freedom. So Santa Anna gets released. Texas is now recognized as its own sovereign nation. Understandably so, a lot of Texans are still mad that They didn't kill Santa Anna because he killed so many Texans, but Sam Houston would later joke, by releasing Santa Anna back to Mexico, we're keeping Texas safe because Mexico's going to be in turmoil the entire time that idiot's in charge. Now, cutting back to Sam Houston right after he sends Santa Anna off, he's done.
Yeah, because I mean, this guy's already effectively proved that, he's not exactly the brightest. I mean, yeah, like, your enemy was running, and then you decided, yeah, I'm gonna chase him when he's already technically running. So you give away your plan, and you're not even questioning why this guy just keeps running this one direction. So, like, bruh, why? So I can only imagine how well this is gonna go for the guy, you know, who tells your enemy, "God, I'm coming for you." Like, no, there's nothing's possibly gonna go wrong with that. No, not at all. He's not gonna cause any problems in his own where he is now. He wouldn't cause any issues. He's perfect. He's perfectly capable. He'll keep everything fine. Right? Right? Should have said I'm Batman. I think Batman would have had more common sense. But wait, Batman has common sense. Who am I kidding? Uh, we need a timer for that. I know we have ads soon. Nothing. Are there any? Actually, I don't want to get too off the rails because then we have a hard time getting back on topic for the video. So now I'm wondering, how many times has this happened in history where you've literally just had a guy just tell you, "Yeah, we're coming after you," directly to the direct opposition that's currently nearby? Like, I know we've seen a little bit of that during it was one of the airmen forces in Germany then that did something similar, where they told them that they were in the skies, but I can't really think of any like land-based or infantry that would be whatchamacallit, that's done that. Ads over. Cool, bet. Appreciate ya.
He did what he came to Texas to do. He's created a new sovereign nation. He knows that he's going to go off, sign that treaty, recognize Texas as a sovereign nation. He's done it. So he's just sitting up against a tree with a bullet wound in his foot. He's reading a book, chilling, resting, having a good time. And then a woman by the name of Peggy McCormick, the lady that owns the land that the Battle of San Jacinto was fought on, comes up to Sam Houston and just starts chewing his ass about all the dead Mexicans that are on her lawn. And Sam Houston is like, "Ma'am, a famous battle was just fought here. Like, we won. Texas is its own nation now." And she's like, "I don't give a shit. Get all the dead bodies off my grass." And I just thought that part was funny. They never ended up doing it. As far as I know, the dead bodies just sat there and rotted away into nothing, which, you know, not right, but that's what happened. So now Texas is its own republic. Most of the people in Texas and in the government just want to join the United States of America. So they go to the United States, they ask permission. The United States government basically says no, because at this point in time, we're kind of building up towards a civil war. There's an even number of slave states and non-slave states. And if Texas joins, it's going to sway that one way or the other and fuck up all of the American government. So they're just like, no, you can't join the United States of America. So they have to become their own country. And that means they're going to have a president. So they have a presidential election, and wouldn't you know it, Sam Houston wins in a fucking landslide.
Who saw that
Wonder
coming?
why.
I did.
Yeah, Sam Houston is not only the first Green Beret, he's so good at it, he accidentally became the president of the new country that he created. From here, it's a giant shit show. The guy's trying to build a nation from absolutely nothing. He's got all kinds of issues to handle, but his big thing is he's just trying to make it so Texas can get annexed by the US government. And the problem that he keeps running into is Texas currently has slaves, so if they join the US government, they're going to be a slave state. That messes up all of Congress. So he's trying to, get rid of slavery. He's getting a ton of pushback. He can't really get anything done. And the Texas Constitution says you can't be president twice in a row. You can be president 50 times, just not twice in a row. So when his term comes to an end, they elect a new president. And this guy's name is Lamar. And President Lamar does not really want to join part of Texas. He wants Texas to be its own sovereign nation, and he's super, super pro-slavery, does all kinds of fucked up shit, doesn't like Native Americans, doesn't like black people. He actually has a bill going through Congress that any free black people in Texas, you've got 2 years to get out, and if you don't get out, you'll be taken in as a slave. So he basically spends his entire term undoing everything Sam Houston did. While this is going on, Sam Houston is a civilian. During this point in time, he meets his true love, Margaret. They wind up getting married. They ultimately end up having 7 kids together. She's with him for the rest of his life. President Lamar's term comes to an end, meaning Sam Houston is eligible to run again, so he does. He wins in a landslide. First thing he does when he gets into office, he starts making treaties with all the Native Americans, trying to respect old treaties that Lamar had broken, and that bill that Lamar was putting through that basically said all the free black people in Texas were going to be forced into slavery if they didn't get out. He basically said, hey, look, if this bill goes through, I'm going to pardon every free black person in the state of Texas. Don't even fucking bother. So that bill was dead on arrival. From here, his whole goal in life at this point is to get Texas as part of the United States of America, so he concocts another plan. He's going to pit the US and Great Britain against themselves. So what he does is he goes to Great Britain and he starts talking to them like, hey, we're looking at working out a trade deal with you guys. We could maybe, be a province of Great Britain, blah, 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 blah. America hears about this. The American government starts freaking out because if Texas joins Great Britain, they're going to be completely surrounded. They've got Canada up north. They're going to have Texas on the south. Britain still owns the ocean at this point in time. Like, it's just not a good deal. So they have to go to Texas and they're like, no, don't join Great Britain. And he's like, well, if you don't want me to join Great Britain, you better fucking let me join you then, huh?
Okay.
I see your game.
You son of a gun.
He's so convincing in his lie that his homie, Andrew Jackson, who's now the retired president, writes him a letter and is like pissed off at him. Like, how could you abandon your home nation? How could you do this to us? How could you seriously consider joining Great Britain? And Sam Houston writes him back and is like, dude, I'm just convincing the American government to let me in. I'm never going to join those fucking tea drinking assholes. At which point Sam Jackson is like,
just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself.
I knew it. I knew I would say Sam Jackson instead of Andrew Jackson. My bad.
Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfuckers.
Sure enough, his plan works. The United States government says Texas can join the Union, not as a territory, but as a full-fledged state. Sam Houston doesn't have the authority to just accept that offer up front. They have to put it through an election process. They asked the people of Texas. They voted in a landslide, and Texas becomes a state in the United States of America on December 29th, 1845. Sam Houston has been successful in his endeavor, meaning that he has just worked himself out of a job because the president of the Republic of Texas no longer exists. So he decides that he's going to run for Senate as Texas's first senator, and he wins, and he ships off to Washington, D.C. to represent the people of Texas. Once he gets to Washington, D.C., it's a giant shit show. The Civil War is a brewing. There's all kinds of talks about secession, and he remembers back to his conversation with Marquis de Lafayette. He cannot let this union fail. He can't let America go to war with itself and let the kings and the monarchs of Europe win. He has to prove that common people can, in fact, lead themselves. He can't let them fight each other. And that becomes the only thing he cares about, is keeping the Union together, and everybody fucking hates him for it because he's in Washington, D.C. as a 6'2" giant national hero, and he is just chewing out extremists on both sides of the aisle. He's chewing out the hardcore slave owners, and he's chewing out the hardcore abolitionists. He's looking over at the slave owners like, slavery's wrong, you know it's wrong, we do need to get rid of it. Then he's looking at the abolitionists like, shut the fuck up, you're just acting like you're better than the slave owners when you're not. The only reason that you you don't want to own slaves is because you're importing a bunch of impoverished Irish people and paying them slave wages. You're not any better than a slave owner just because you're renting slaves instead of owning them. Now, whether he's right or wrong, that's his opinion, and he's not afraid to tell it to absolutely anybody, and he pisses off everybody in doing so. Because of this, he's basically forced out of U.S. Senate, so he goes back home to Texas, runs for governor, wins the governorship, and becomes the governor of Texas. From here, he's still doing everything he can to keep the Union together to prevent the Civil War. This is over the course of multiple interviews, but the man can literally see the future because he predicts the entire Civil War down to excruciating detail 10 years before it even happens. Over the course of multiple interviews and speeches, he literally says, in 1860, the abolitionists will elect a president, which they did, Abraham Lincoln. The South will then secede, thinking that it will be an easy fight before they eventually crumble to the industrial might of the North, and a long, bloody, drawn-out Civil War will occur. That's exactly what fucking happened. The South will go down in ruin. Check. And the North will think they've won a great victory, but will ultimately reap a harvest of assassination.
Mr. President, be quiet.
John, calm down.
Listen to the woman, John. Calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Just calm down.
The dude literally even predicted the assassination of Abraham Lincoln 10 years.
That's fucking insane. Jesus. Holy fuck. That's fucking wild. To just over the course of multiple interviews just to be nailing all that, like, holy shit. Like, I've heard of like people getting like things from beyond about warnings and omens and shit about things that are about to happen like within hours, but that's fucking insane.
Years ahead of time. Sure enough, Abraham Lincoln winds up becoming the president in 1861. The South secedes, and Houston refuses to bend the knee to the Confederacy, so the Texas state government boots him from the office of governor. And he's a 67-year-old man at this point in time. There's absolutely nothing he can do. They put a new governor in, Texas joins the Confederacy, and the Civil War takes off, and everything that he predicted would happen years prior happened almost to a T. The South has initial success right out of the gate. Eventually, the industrial might of the North kicks in. They crush the South. The South is in shambles. The North thinks they've won, and then Abraham Lincoln would get assassinated, just like he said. Unfortunately, Sam Houston would not live long enough to see that come to fruition, as soon as he was booted from the governor's mansion, his health rapidly declined before he ultimately passed away in 1863 at the age of 70 at the height of the Civil War. And that is the story of Sam Houston, the man that ran away from home at 13 years old to be raised by the Cherokee, only to become a war hero, a congressman, the governor of Tennessee, the governor of Texas, making him the only man to be governor of two separate states, the first president of the Republic of Texas, the last president of the Republic of Texas, a senator, and in my opinion, America's first Green Beret. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out. I feel like they should have told me at least some of this when I was at Fort Sam Houston going to school to be a medic.
They probably had a lot more enthusiastic, more people enthused if they had told them all that. Alright. I think that's gonna be it for today. As I just heard my stomach is saying feed me. So we're gonna probably wrap it up for today. This is their story with this line quack a bang. I doubt it. Could ask him, but I don't want to hit up his email being like, hey, is there any pictures you go quack bang? That would be a weird fucking email though to send out. Let me see who I can raid. Don't have enough to host out on Kick, so we're just gonna raid out on Twitch. So tomorrow we are going to be getting into starting doing Halo 3. I will be live before 7. I don't know what we're gonna do before then. I'm not entirely sure yet. So, might be something like Die in the Dungeon or some roguelite like Inscription. I haven't really decided yet. Y'all to stay for the raid, that would be amazing. I'm gonna raid my friend Billy. It's been a while. If you missed any of the reacts or anything from today, they will be there is a full copy up on YouTube, and the individual videos will be posted throughout the week. Y'all take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Bye!